When NATO,
doesn't
when
matter.
certain NATO countries
I
left the
wanna know how
Hague,
you-
Hold on. Hold on.
Gibbs, don't interrupt him before his point's even
when
stated. Come
certain
on.
NATO countries,
Everybody,
when-
everybody, shut up.
things.
Everybody, shut up. Everybody that is not named Crenshaw, shut up.
The deeper point is she's an obviously phony woman, and she's a woman. So you're pretending like she's going to be a good president. A woman.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong.
You guys think that him having a good relationship with our global opposition is a bad thing, and you want to vote for the candidate who calls them war criminals and has no formal line of communications with them. You guys are, everything you guys believe is backwards at this point. So I mean, I'll let you deal with that, I guess.
So pro-dictator.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Okay, Hake, did you want to say something about that? Because, you know.
Yeah, tariffs are part of the original Constitution.
And I have to say that the victor for tonight's show is the one and only. You guys ready? We're gonna have him come in a moment, and we're gonna get started. The topic for tonight, by the way, if you guys couldn't realize, since it is the Hippy Dippy election rumble special, is Trump or Harris. Keeping it simple. We have some subtopics if the conversation gets stale, but we're gonna open with, why should someone vote for Trump or Harris? We'll go around the room quick. Are we gonna go around the room in the rumble? Man, I haven't had a rumble in so long, I forgot a few of the rules. Come on in, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm sorry to say that we're down 2 people. Alex Stein and Kevin Logan have canceled. Or at least not canceled, but they haven't showed. So we're down those, but I'm sure all of you, amazing people, can make up the star power on your own, because we have Cam Higbee, critically thinking veteran, also known as the Hippy Dippy champion in waiting. We've got actual Jake Cornman himself, Hake from the Hake Report. We've got Maddie Cakes, the person who knows how to get under everyone's skin just perfectly. And we have a fantastic Hippy Dippy recruitment show, who actually, recruitment show brought up, let's start with you as introductions quickly as we go around. 30 seconds. Everybody introduce themselves, where they can find you before we get into the first topic.
Sure. Okay. I'm Nonfon. I stream on Twitch at Nonfon420 and YouTube at Nonfon, NONFON. Trying to reach 1,000 subs on YouTube, so it'd be really helpful if you subscribe there. Yeah, Lib Left is a streamer.
Hake, where can people find you?
TheHakeReport.com. I'm on YouTube and Rumble and elsewhere. Thank you, man.
Actual Jake?
Actual Jake on YouTube and Twitch. I'm a leftist, Free Palestine.
CTV?
Yep.
Amen. Cam Higbee?
Yeah, I'm Cam Higbee. You can find me on pretty much every platform. I'm a journalist for Today's America, and I'm releasing a bomb border documentary soon.
Awesome. Maddie?
Hi, Maddie. Maddie Cakes. I am a leftist coastal elite, and in my normal daytime life, I'm a Democratic strategist and consultant. So hello. Hi.
Fantastic. Now we're going to get started, but a shout out to today's sponsor, FTX, built by traders for traders. Okay, let's get into the first topic, which is really the only topic of today. Harris v. Trump. Why should or shouldn't somebody vote for Donald Trump or Harris? We're going to go around quickly. We're going to do like quick 30-second boom, 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 and then we're going to go into a general discussion. Let's start with Camo Hat. Let's start with actual Jake.
Let's go. You should not vote for Donald Trump because he's a fascist, and you should vote for Kamala Harris because, as a leftist, I am ready to vote for my weakest adversary because I'm ready to push the country further left and get basics that we need, like healthcare, housing, education, etc. Things that people like materially need to have better lives so that we can move on.
CTV?
You should not vote for Kamala Harris because she lacks the experience necessary to govern well. You should vote for Donald Trump because he's already been president and did a very good job while he was.
Simple.
All of the details.
Oh, I thought you were done. Continue. You have long pauses.
All the details as to everything, we'll find out in the next hour long.
Cam Higbee.
Yeah, you should vote for Trump because he has a proven track record. You shouldn't vote for Kamala because she's an idiot. We need a secure border, and I'm a shill for Israel.
Hake.
We should definitely vote for Trump. He's the man for the job. He's very capable. And Kamala has no authority. She does not belong in the president or even in the White House.
Now over to Maddie.
The choice is very simple, especially all politics aside. If you care about preserving our country's democracy and rule of law, you can either vote for the person who has bipartisan support, who vows to maintain strong, safe elections, maintain bodily autonomy for all Americans, and who pretty much every single economist worth anything says is the better choice for the American economy. You can vote for Kamala. Or if you're angry and dickless, you can vote for Trump.
And now over to Non-Fun.
You should vote against Trump because Trump does not have the respect for American institutions that I would like their president to have. And you should vote for Kamala because most of her policies are just better and not nearly as insane as Trump's universal tariffs, for example.
Okay, now one last thing before we get started and go into general conversations, and whoever wants to grab it can grab it. This is a rumble, which means that the audience, after the first round, will be able to pick somebody to be kicked. And it is vote to kick, not vote to keep. Please remember that. It is vote to kick. And so I wish you all good luck. Just a few rules, nothing TOS, no slurs, nothing like that can get me banned. We all want to keep our jobs here today. If I am talking, nobody else is talking. If I mute you, it's not personal. I'm just trying to enforce some law and order today. And if you're having trouble getting in, but you know, it's a rumble, good luck. You can raise your hand, I'll write your name down. But just be aware that, you know, it's fast paced, this show. So good luck, everybody. Any questions?
Nope.
Fantastic. Who wants to get us started and want to respond to anything that was said?
Yeah, me.
Okay,
Non-fun. What Kamala policies do you like? I've looked at her website and her policy platform. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of material there.
I like expanding the child tax credit. I like expanding the earned income tax credit.
Trump
I like
did that.
The housing policy she has. Well,
okay. How does her housing policy work? Child tax credit expansion is something that Trump did. He doubled it from $1,000 to $2,000 while he was president in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So he did double it. It was $1,000. Now it's $2,000. That's thanks to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. But how does Kamala's housing policy work?
So you think it should be increased then?
Well, just to be...
Because she's saying it should be more. So you agree that it's good that it went up?
Yeah.
I don't know that it goes up more than it does now, but what I'm saying
because that's where Trump
is that
put
if you
it.
support expanding the child tax credit, that's something that Trump has already done. So
okay,
like,
so
I'm not saying that
expand
I
it more.
agree with it.
It's
what we want.
Right.
More.
So, wait, but I asked a question though. How does the housing policy work? What is her housing policy?
Her housing policy involves building 3 million new homes as her goal.
How she build those?
Do a lot of things to try to. I think there's some tax incentive financing she wants to do, and I think she wants to make local communities perform their zoning laws.
Does she actually say that, or do you just think that?
I can
Her
pull up
policy, you can locate it on her website.
Yeah, do you know what it is though, Maddie?
Do I know it off the top of my head? No, but I'd be happy to give you a rundown.
It's not
of
there. It just says she's going to build 3 million houses. Her housing section is a total of 4 paragraphs long, and the last one hardly constitutes an entire paragraph.
Okay, just to be clear, she also has an 82-page policy book in the economy, right? And there's 6 full pages dedicated to housing policy, not including
you should be able to pull at least one of those housing policies. All I've heard is build 3 million houses, which is not a policy.
So are you mad? So do you want to look at? So if you have a link of that, you're just going to sit here and read 82 pages of
no,
policy
I'm just testing your guys' familiarity. You guys say that you support her policies, so I'm just testing the familiarity with those policies.
But more than that, I mean, as a leftist, it doesn't matter. More than that, I disagree with right-wing fascism. So it's like
right because you're an edgy leftist, right? Yeah.
No, just a normal one. Because I think that like freedom is a really good thing to have. And so
yeah,
you can't have freedom if you have subsidized housing.
I don't know if it's edgy to not want fascism.
Yeah, me either.
Is it you can not want fascism and not be a leftist? Holy shit.
Define fascism.
I mean, like,
that's why.
Do you even know what a leftist is?
That's why so many Republicans have endorsed Kamala Harris because they too don't want fascism. So.
Define fascism.
Yeah,
can you back up for the mic so we can hear what you're saying? CTV. Thank you. Seriously, I really couldn't.
You need it again, but what the CTV says is define fascism.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
anybody,
the
any of you
fascism.
folks on the left who are hyper obsessed with fascism, and you guys going to define it, or?
You want us to define fascism for?
Yep,
I mean, we can
I
go
want to
through
know
the
what you
steps
mean
of
by that.
fascism
Yep,
if you
I
want.
have no idea what it means. What is it?
Oh my God, is this the thing that you're gonna do? Like, we can't even. We now we have to go through every
what
term.
is it?
that we
What is
think-
it? Most of the viewers
Oh
probably
my
don't know what it is.
God.
What is it?
That's the
Would you like
question.
to-
The first
would you
thing
Okay,
you
right wing, right. Okay, so he's
You-
right.
You keep saying Trump's a fascist. You should know what the hell it is.
I think
right?
he's
absolutely.
I think he's trying
He
to
is
define it right now.
absolutely-
Actual Jake, you want to define it?
Yeah. Right wing authoritarianism. Okay, so a concentration of power near the top, which is absolutely what they want to do, and they literally, his Supreme Court wanted to increase the impunity on the president and like make him outside the law. And you agree with that, right? That's an increase of presidential powers by the right. Do you agree that they're doing that, seeking that out?
1 second.
Nothing at all. Fucking cool, man. Great back
The
and
government,
forth. This is
yeah,
so
hold on.
fucking
I'm
excellent.
writing down
Write your
what you're
fucking
saying,
notes.
so I
Don't
have a
actually
clearly
have a
defined
conversation.
definition.
Holy
I'm writing down
fucking
what you're
shit.
saying so I understand and remember your definition. But
Yeah.
is the right wing
He
or
was
the
just testing
conservatives? First of all,
us.
I'd be interested to know what you mean by right wing as well. But if you're talking about the government
Sure.
expanding its power towards the top, the government is always trying to expand its power towards the top, regardless of who's in office, whether it's a Republican or
I
Democrat.
disagree that
So
that's exactly what's happening.
Disagree.
Especially
And the
that's
reality is
exactly what's
Republicans-
happening
I
every
disagree.
time somebody gets
No, I
elected.
absolutely disagree. I absolutely disagree.
Based on what?
Based on reality. Like the right
Joe
wing
Biden signed
always
more
pushes.
executive orders his first day in office than Trump did. Like,
What does executive
every
orders have to
president
do with
is expanding
expanding the
power.
presidential
Every
power?
Congress is doing
What
the
does that
same.
have to? You're obfuscating presidential powers that have been the Patriot Act for one.
Authoritarian than
Sorry,
Yeah,
there's three
Patriot
people
Act.
talking
Anyway,
at once.
back
Let's go
to
from
the
actual
original
go
point of fascism.
actual Jake, then we'll go back
Yeah.
to Cam for response, and then we'll go down to Maddie and Non-Fun, and then whoever wants to go after.
Powerful and continuing nationalism, disdain for human rights, identification of enemies as unifying cause, the supremacy of the military, rampant sexism, controlled mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government intertwined, corporate power protected, labor power suppressed, disdain for intellectuals and the arts, obsession with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption, fraudulent elections. This is early. These are signs of fascism, and that is what it is.
That's not. Wait. Are these signs of fascism, or that's what fascism is? I'm
CTV, you
confused.
gotta
is-
bring
this-
your gain on your mic down.
You got to back the fuck up from your mic. No one can hear you. Like, I don't. It's not working.
Cam, you wanted to respond to that?
Boomer.
That's the definition of fascism. These are the
Okay,
mechanisms
cool.
of fascism.
So you want to tell me what kind of
because
disdain
fascism,
for human rights Trump has? What kind of disdain for human rights do they have?
abortion rights is a great one, or the way that he talks
Why?
about
What is a right?
immigrants.
Why is abortion a human
Are
right?
babies human?
Define rights. What is rights? What are rights?
Wow,
Are you an
man!
idiot?
Why we just have to
what are
define?
they? Why
fucking-
if you're gonna
the whole
what if I said
conversation
my
is going to be
human right is
defining
that- is that
rights.
I think
Can you
everyone.
have a real conversation?
I think
You're
I
so.
think everyone.
Vote for this guy off. Vote this guy
everyone
off.
should Have,
No, he's
you
bogging
know,
it down.
An Xbox
He's so
in their
bad
house.
for
Is that
this.
a human right? Like
Holy
what the hell's
fucking
a
shit!
human
No,
right? I
a
disagree
human
with you
right
that
is
abortion should be a human
housing.
right. I think that abortion is
Housing,
wrong. It's
health.
immoral.
Abortion is
Are you
not wrong
okay?
or immoral.
None of those are
Abortion
right.
is a
Yeah,
human
why?
right.
Why is it not wrong or immoral?
Because it's the right of bodily autonomy on the person that is having the
You
child.
don't have absolute bodily autonomy. Am I
You
allowed
absolutely
to,
do have absolute
You don't.
bodily
You don't.
autonomy.
You think you have
believe in God?
absolute bodily autonomy to do whatever
Believe
you
in
want with your body?
Believe in God.
Do
I don't believe in
Are
God.
you-
Do you think that you have absolute
No,
bodily
listen,
autonomy
hold
to
on,
do
wait,
whatever you want with your
hold
body?
on,
Yes
wait.
or no?
Do you believe in God?
No.
Yes.
Do you
Okay,
believe in
good. So,
absolute
hold on.
bodily autonomy?
Listen, absolutely. So if you think that we are able,
perfect. No, let me ask you a
on
counter
Earth-
question. You've
no,
answered
let
my
me
question
ask
finally.
you
Let me ask you a
one
counter
question.
question.
Let me ask you
Do I
one
have the
question.
right to
If
take
you
my
believe-
body and pull a gun out of my
Yes.
pocket and go shoot
Yes.
somebody in the face?
No, you have the right to pull
That's a right-
your gun and
that-
shoot yourself
Bodily
in the
autonomy
face.
is the right to
That's
govern
what
your
you have
body
the
as
right
you
to
see
because-
fit. If I want
No,
to govern
listen.
my body in a way
Bodily
that takes my
auto-
arm,
no,
pulls a
you're
gun
so
out of my
stupid.
pocket and shoots
Bodily
somebody in the
autonomy-
face, blows them away.
No, you're so
I don't have a
stupid.
right
That's
to do that, right? You don't
That's
have
a
absolute
violation of
bodily
someone
autonomy.
else's-
The government regulates your body every
You're
single
literally
day.
so stupid. That's
Facts.
once you interact with another person,
No.
that's their bodily autonomy. You fool. Are you actually this
No.
uneducated? Yes.
No.
Someone else that
You're still-
exists
no, you're
has their
governing
own
your
bodily
own
autonomy.
body when you harm another
Yes.
person. Your rights, as you, just as
Yes.
you, I think, perfectly
Yes.
illustrated, end where other people
Absolutely.
begin. My
And
position is that
fetuses
the
are
fetus
not
should have rights.
humans.
You don't have
Yes,
a
they
right
are.
to do
Fetuses
whatever
aren't
you want with your
humans.
body,
Fetuses
ignorant
are
of
You
other
absolutely
people's
do.
rights.
no.
Okay, we're gonna throw it over to Maddie. Maddie was
Bodily
trying to say
autonomy.
something earlier.
Are you gonna?
I want to make sure.
Ugh.
I want to make. We're
tell
gonna
this
go,
guy to shut the fuck up.
It's gonna go back around. I'm sure. Maddie, you wanted to talk. I'm gonna bring it over to you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's like all the dick went to his personality. So
yeah.
anyway, Yeah, when we talk about bodily autonomy, what we're talking about is how the government can't force anyone legally to, let's say, donate an organ. You have the right to what happens to your body in that situation. Whereas with women or people with uteruses,
Jesus.
unfortunately, due to the rolling back of Roe v. Wade and a lot of the state-based legislation that we're seeing around the country, the result of that is people dying. So if you really
God,
care about
all
being
I'm hearing
pro-life,
right now.
you should maybe CTV. I love
Who's
you.
died?
Give me a second, okay?
Who's
What's the
died?
definition of died?
No, who's
Sorry,
died?
can we
Are you talking
bog
about
the
Amber
conversation
Thurman?
down so I can understand what you mean by died?
No,
Do you
no.
not
Are people
understand what
because I don't
death is?
understand.
Amber Thurman? Because Amber Thurman didn't
Did your
die as a
parents-
result of
did your
abortion
parents-
legislation.
Did your parents not have that talk with you about like what death is?
I
everything
never
okay?
said that. That was just Jake being an idiot. But if you'd
Oh,
like
did
to answer
you?
my question, I
That
asked you
was-
who's died.
Would you like me to send a full list because I know you're referencing
Just name one.
person,
If there's a
but
full
in
list, there
fact,
should be at least one
are-
name.
Would you
Amber
like me to
Thurman?
send you the list?
No, I want you to name one person.
All right.
You want me to name
person
one
that
person?
died?
Tell me
That
the
you don't
circumstances
believe- that you
surrounding
don't
that
believe-
case.
No, let me just
How's
get
this
a clarification. So by
Every
asking
single
you that,
state in
do
the
you not
entire
believe-
United States
do
makes
you
an
not
exception for the
believe
mother's
that
life being in
any
danger.
women, so
Yep.
no women
Candace
died
failed.
because they haven't
No.
had because they
No.
haven't had
Candace
access.
fails.
No women
No,
at
every
all.
single state makes an exception
No,
for
listen.
medical
What's it
emergency.
like-
No, they
what's it
don't.
like
Single
living
Candace
in
fails.
humanity?
Candace Fails died in
Okay.
Texas this week. A pregnant teenager
Everybody-
died after trying to
Texas
get
has
care in
has an
3
exception
visits.
for medical emergency.
3 visits to Texas emergency rooms.
Yeah.
It took her 20 hours to
Yeah,
get
that's
any
the
sort of
result
care. No.
incompetent doctors that aren't familiar with the
No,
law
it's
that guide
no, it's a
their practice.
direct result.
No,
It was a
it's not.
direct
It's a
result
direct result
of
of the
going
law.
to different places,
Of the law.
seeking
Yes.
health care,
Incompetent
seeking.
doctors
No,
who are
listen,
incapable
no.
of
Hey,
familiarizing
you need to
themselves
have
with the law
you
that
need to
govern
have
their
the
practice.
you need to have
Doctors
the
to refer to
integrity to
law
listen.
every single
The
day when they
integrity
do
to
their
listen
job.
to
How
the
much
questions
medicine
you
can give to a
ask.
person? How
Here's-
can you treat a
here it
person?
is.
Where can you treat a person?
Okay,
In
wait,
what manner do you treat a
let's
person?
Listen.
Okay,
Every
wait,
single day.
let's wait a moment.
Listen.
Okay, wait. The question
Listen.
was for a name. Actual Jake
I'm
wants
giving
to
you
talk
one.
about the name, so we'll let him do the name,
Let's.
I have a name.
Yeah. You fucking baby, man.
and then we'll have a
Her
response.
name is Candace Fails, and it took 3 ER visits and 20 hours before a hospital admitted her. As her condition worsened, they insisted on 2 ultrasounds to confirm fetal demise because the laws in Texas are so stringent that the doctors they took way too much time due to the bureaucracy that the Republicans in Texas set up. And she died because of your oversight and your government, your big fucking government oversight on people's bodily autonomy and healthcare that you can't
That sounds like a
see.
problem for the Texas
Everybody
state
has a sob
legislature.
story.
It's not. It's a problem for everybody, you dumb motherfucker. It's a problem
for
because the
people in Texas,
Supreme
dumbass.
Court, because of the federal Supreme Court.
Works. Is that what I'm hearing right now? Jake
your
doesn't
mic-
know how
your
to do
mic-
state borders.
your
That
mic
makes
is
sense.
broken.
Motherfuckers
The
don't know how to
Supreme-
control a fucking border. So I
You
don't
can't
know
control
why
your
you
emotions.
understand the fucking law and how it
I've-
applies in one place and doesn't apply to fucking another. Dumbass.
No one can really hear what you're saying. So the Supreme Court is a federal institution that you agree, and the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, which allowed Texas to do this kind of abortion ban. It's all connected, you silly, small-minded man. Like, obviously, the nation sets federal law, and the states work underneath that, you fool. And because
What was
they
the
are allowed
constitutional
under
basis
federal
for
law,
Roe v. Wade?
under
Dumbass.
federal law,
The abortion is a state issue. The problem that you're laying out is for
in the state of Texas, in the state of Texas, failed
because
and
guess what?
continues to
The
fail.
State legislatures.
It's
don't respect the
showing-
fucking law.
All
Dumbass.
it's showing is that your worldview is bad and it hurts
Yeah.
people.
So again,
And your healthcare system is dog shit.
Again, every single state in the
Yeah.
entire
Okay,
country
wait.
makes
Let's
an
not have
exception
4
for
people
medical
talk. It's a
emergency.
rumble.
You don't even
It's
need
rumble,
fetal
but if-
futility. All you need is the mother's life to be in danger. If the mother's life
And
in
her
danger,
life is-
all it
why'd
takes
she
is a
die then?
physician's opinion.
They
Why
need
did
the
she
mother
die then?
danger to abort that
They
baby.
need to
Every
no,
state
they need
in the
the mother
country.
actually
Okay, you're
bleeding
wrong.
out. And by that point, it's too
I'm
late.
not wrong.
By that
You need
point,
one
it's
state
too
that
late.
doesn't have a
You
medical
need a
emergency
mother
exception.
bleeding out on the ground.
Okay, wait.
One
Bullshit
singular
you
state.
The question.
That's
I
bullshit
can't
you
get
know
them.
it.
I
Okay.
can't get them. They don't love.
The question was about a medical emergency exception. If anyone wants to answer that, and then I want to make sure we get the non-fun because he asked to speak a bit. Does anyone want to answer the non-medical emergency question that Cam put forward?
One state that
talk
doesn't
to
have
the
one.
state legislatures.
Anybody?
Even
One
with
state that
states.
doesn't have a medical emergency? A single one?
No, I'm gonna answer Dylan's question. I don't want to talk to you. So what
It was
happens
my question
is
that
that
Dylan asked. But
I don't give a shit. So when we're talking about like, okay, if their mother's life is in danger, then they're able to get care. No, what ends up happening is they have to wait until it is basically too late to save the mother. They say, oh, we'll
No.
help you so long as you start bleeding out on the floor.
Not true.
As soon as you
Not
start
true.
bleeding out on the floor and hemorrhaging, then that counts as life saving. When they could
Not
have
true.
taken action to prevent a preventable death.
Not true.
Not that long.
The language in
before that.
every
Absolutely
single
true.
state bill is very
Absolutely
clear.
true.
It takes a
No, that's
physician's
100%
opinion
true.
that a mother's life is in danger and that it could
What's
cause
the
serious
difference living in-
bodily harm or
what's the
death.
difference living in a
You'll
fantasy
notice
world?
none of
Every
these
This
state
happened
one
this
doesn't have
week. This
One
week, the
state-
first
one state
hospital
doesn't have it. Yeah,
diagnosed.
that's the result of doctors not knowing the law that guide their practice.
No,
not the law
it's
No,
itself.
listen, this is
So
the
name me
heartbeat
one
bill.
state.
This
Texas,
is the
in
heartbeat
first
bill. Here,
paragraph of the bill has a medical
listen.
exception.
So,
can you listen?
you're so angry
Listen.
and wrong.
Doctors said her 6-month fetus had a heartbeat, so she was not going to get care. While
Okay,
she had
the
sepsis,
doctors are
strep
bad.
throat. Yes, she screened positive for
Give it doctors.
sepsis. She screened positive for sepsis, but the doctor said her 6-month fetus had a heartbeat, so she left. And then she had to go to a third hospital to try to get someone to confirm that she was okay. And 2 ultrasounds later at that third hospital, they confirmed fetal demise was imminent, and then they were allowed, but it took 20 hours and she died because of your bureaucracy. You're saying, oh,
Yeah.
we want this small government, but the red tape that you fuckers put in place made this slow,
No,
deliberately so, not wrong. You're just in denial. You're a
Okay, so
small-minded
section
person.
But after
171,
Cam's
205 of the
response, we
Texas
gotta
abortion
throw it
bill,
down to other
exception
people,
for
okay?
medical emergency. Sections 1.71.203
listening.
and 17.17204 do not apply if the
That might
physician
be what
believes
a
a
law
medical
says,
emergency
but the
exists
reality-
and
but the law
prevents
in practice
compliance
does
with this
not-
section.
But the law in practice does not act like that. But
No, it does. The
Right.
doctors just don't read the law, but they're
No,
supposed
it
to.
doesn't.
They read the law.
No, it
for
doesn't.
So
every
you're
other
saying
aspect of their
Republican
practice.
lawmakers made an inefficient law and it's harming healthcare?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
that
okay.
doctors are
No.
lazy and not reading the new legislation. Doctors have to
okay.
be familiar with the law in every
Discovery-
other subsect of their job.
Oh, okay,
Whether
yeah.
it's prescribing
It
medicine.
has nothing to
how
do
much
with the
you
bad
prescribe,
laws.
When you can prescribe,
The
where you can
non-healthcare
prescribe,
people-
how you
Sorry,
treat
you're
people, how you
so
go, how
different
you
from
put
suffering
people
of
under
women.
surgery.
A
Every
non-healthcare
Okay.
aspect of
you
their
want to
job
talk?
is guided by law and
Okay,
regulation.
we got-
But
we
for some
got-
reason
we've-
with this one, doctors in
we've got
liberal
both
cities
positions.
don't want to, they risk people's lives to make a
Cam,
point.
we've got both positions. I
Cool.
want to make sure we go to the 2 people who have not talked much. Nonfon, I said it would be you next. We'll do you, but then we got to go to Hake because he's been waiting very patiently, like a good conservative man.
Sure. I wanted to respond to 2 things Cam said before we got totally derailed. First, like I don't think just a number of executive orders is necessarily shows who's more authoritarian or fascist. I would say like a big thing that like Trump did was Schedule F appointments, which allowed him to exert a lot of more control over the executive branch. Whether or not you believe in unitary executive theory, clearly this is more authoritarian than just any other random executive order. And Biden voluntarily got rid of that power. The second thing is, like, I'm absolutely right about Kamala Harris's housing policy. I pulled up the thing. Point 3 is build housing supply through the first ever tax incentive to build affordable homes for first-time home buyers. Point 4 is launching a $40 billion local fund for local communities to remove red tape. And also, the Republican platform has literally 1 paragraph in housing policy, and the solution is to deport illegal immigrants. Okay, so
Housing policy isn't one of their primary talking points.
Oh, okay. So they're inadequate.
It's like
there.
the only thing Kamala Harris talks about.
Oh, okay. So
I don't think it's
Trump is
because they
inadequate
never
there.
changed
and
the
Kamala
housing
Harris
policy.
hasn't
Republicans
developed
did.
policy.
The people's money.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Cool.
The Fed
I
shouldn't be
agree.
involved
Thanks,
in
Nonfon.
Hake,
the Fed shouldn't be involved in the housing situation anyway, because Obama was redistributing the ghetto through HUD. And so we don't want that anyways. Subsidized housing just raises the price of housing, the cost. And you guys
But
are
you
so
acknowledge
phony,
cost
pretending
of
like
3
you care
million new
about
homes,
women
right?
dying because they can't get abortions. You don't care about the women dying getting abortions. And Trump isn't even involved in that. He's a reasonable
Unsafe
man.
abortions?
And you can iron those things out. So Trump is still the man for
Unsafe
the job,
abortions
and
don't
he's
really happen.
And Trump
Oh, okay.
shrunk the size
Back alley
of the
abortion.
Hake,
have been-
wait, 1 second.
the
Wait,
term is-
guys. Come on, Hake waited in the Rumble scenario. Let's let him finish.
Trump shrunk the size of the government. He's given power back to the people, deregulating, and he's actually far more reasonable than any of you psychos are giving him credit for.
I just want to clarify what I meant by that before people think I'm insane. Back alley abortions is a term that's been around for a really long time. And the reason they're called back alley abortions isn't because they're performed in literal back alleys. It's because people enter the clinics through the back alley to receive illegal abortions from certified doctors.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So like coat hanger abortions,
better.
like they do happen, but like super duper rare because
So
nobody's allowed to
that's
do that,
what
right?
happened on
It's-
Dirty Dancing all those years ago when they put baby in the fucking corner. What the fuck? Exactly.
Real quick, I just also want to respond to Higgs' point. He's saying a demand subsidy is going to increase the price of homes. That is true to an extent, but she also wants to build 3 million new homes. That's probably going to decrease the price of homes as well. The empirical evidence from Singapore suggests that the increase in the price of homes probably won't be that much because Singapore also does demand subsidies. Any housing policy is going to have to be a balance between letting new people buy into the home ownership system and ensuring that houses slowly appreciate over time because many middle-class Americans store their wealth in homes. So I think that's why
The only way you can increase the wealth, the value of these homes is by getting rid of the homeless and the illegals. Because we haven't, by getting rid of
them?
obviously,
Where to?
obviously humanely doing it right. I'm not talking about anything.
What's
crazy.
humane? What? Tell me what the humane removal of homeless and illegal immigrants is.
Put in the homeless
Allowing
to
illegal-
work. Put in the homeless
allowing
to
illegal
work.
Putting them to work?
That sounds like a
communist work camp.
Let's hear it first. Let's hear it.
And sending the illegals back. Maybe the more
humanely though.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it's way more
What's
humane
that?
than letting them stay here. They're slaves of the
getting a
cartel.
free fucking ticket. How's that
Most
not
of the people
humane?
who cross the border illegally become slaves of the cartel because they can't get
and
here
they
on
just
their own.
put
They
the
need
paddle
guys.
out in the ocean and tell them to paddle their ass back. How about that?
Yeah.
You think that's humane?
You give them a hug
They
and
pretend
a
like they
getting a
care about
fucking ticket.
separating
The
families.
majority of people who immigrate here illegally are literally slaves of the cartel because they need a guide to come here, especially when they're crossing through super hot deserts, and to evade law enforcement.
that's
Most of the time, they can't afford this. It costs thousands of dollars to be smuggled, so they go into cartel debt and they make no money and they work as slaves. And if they don't pay the cartel
So do you think that's a
kills them.
failure of America meeting the demand of immigration?
Send them
No.
back.
It's
Just
a
send them
problem
back?
with people coming here illegally
how-
and us letting cartels smuggle people in. And
You know
releasing
how like
people.
when someone has a dog for a long time and they say like, oh, you start turning into your dog and you start like looking the same. Hake sounds like Jesse Lee Peterson just by fucking proximity. Like his
know.
the way he speaks. It's weird, man. It's weird that happened to you.
By the way,
happens to
wait,
everybody.
guys, vote to kick. The poll's already in the chat. Okay.
Nice.
People can
Oh, the
spread it to your
polls-
own. You can spread it around to your own
Polls
chats if you
open.
want. Polls already open. Okay. Polls don't open in 4 days, and polls open right now. Right now in chat. Vote to kick. You guys can keep going, but vote to kick. Voting's already started.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the only thing the left knows how to do is
can I
spend other
respond?
people's fucking. No, you can shut the fuck up and listen for a minute, is what you can do, right? So the only thing the left knows how to do is spend other people's fucking money, which is exactly why all of Kamala Harris's plans include we're going to redistribute tax money collected over here and give first-time home buyers a little bit of money. Instead of what Trump's plan is, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Car interest loan is tax deductible, right? Social Security not going to be taxed. That's how you empower the American people to actually solve their own fucking problems instead of them being dependent on the fucking government. So all the plans you're going to hear from here on the left tonight is going to be them, right? We're going to take care of you, right? Oh, which they can't fucking do anyway, right?
Yep.
Whereas on this side, we're going to give you the means to be able to do that and get the government off your fucking back, which is the problem of every
Okay.
fucking problem that we end up having as people.
So I agree
Also,
that the
correct me
government
if
is
I'm
bad
wrong,
if it's too
Catholic
big. Hold on, I want
Catholic
to. I want to
Church,
respond to CTV, man.
I think that housing policy, the first-time
Oh,
home buyers, only
okay, it's the
applies
last
to
time you're
people
gonna
like
talk on here, no
generationally
problem.
first-time home buyers. Anyway, go ahead, Jake.
Jake.
All right, thanks, man. So you agree that big government is bad. So why do you support big government in abortion then, man? Like it doesn't make any sense for you to want overreach in government.
Define big government in the scenario.
What do you mean? That's literally politicians
It's the
deciding
same reason we
healthcare.
support big government for murder and theft.
Jake,
Massive
define
centralized
big
oversight.
government in this scenario. Are you talking about the
Yes.
state government or are you talking about the federal government? Because if you're talking
Either-
about the federal government, that's
Either,
the
man.
government that everybody refers to whenever they're saying big government, right? So now
Nope,
that we've got
state or
big
federal can be
government
too
out of the
involved
whole
in your
fucking
life,
problem of
I think.
abortion, what you need to do is
Huh?
have the state legislatures go
You
to
like
their
the state government?
to their constituents and then
You-
make a law that works
Why
for
do you-
them. So if you have a problem in
turn you down a
Texas,
little bit.
go to the fucking Texas legislature to fix the fucking problem. But since you don't live
So
in Texas,
the Texas
it ain't
government-
your
I'm not
fucking
talking about just
problem,
Texas.
So stop fucking bitching.
I'm not. Well, this is a political conversation where we have disagreements about politics. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to have disagreements with you, and you're just going to have to emotionally be okay with that. Okay, man? So
also, it's possible to care about people that like aren't.
Yeah.
You. I don't know
Yeah.
if you
That's.
know that.
Yeah, we care
But,
about
like, it's
babies
possible.
not being killed by
Sorry,
their
go
mothers.
on.
You
Yeah,
don't care
sure
about
we do.
babies not being
Sure
killed.
do.
You care about
Absolutely.
fetuses.
I believe you.
You don't care about babies once they're born.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want those babies to have health care access from the jump, just inherent to their existence? No, but I do.
Just because we.
So you don't like babies. You like their existence,
because
not
we don't
their,
want to give them a bunch of
not their
government subsidies and we don't
success.
care about them.
Yes.
Just because we don't want to load them up.
What do you mean just because? What is the point of society? The point of society,
Starving.
the whole point of society is to collectively raise our standard of living.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think the standard of living, healthcare, is a pretty fucking basic one to have access to.
Go look at
Thanks
any
for agreeing.
socialist country on the Human Development Index and look how terrible they are.
No, we're not dropping this. We are not dropping this. You tell me that the only reason that people get to fucking gather is to just raise their living standard. That's the only reason.
For collective well-being and betterment, yeah.
Collective well-being.
Yeah, I've got something for
not through the
dummy
government.
head leftist here.
What do you mean through the government? I'm
so
talking about the government.
Hold on. You think that's first? Like that's when you're creating civilization. That's first. We're thinking about
Well-being?
raising.
Yes.
How?
Correct. What do you mean?
How?
What do you mean how?
How?
By ensuring
What's the first thing you do?
collectively
What's
that
the
we
first
have what
fucking
we
thing you
need.
do? What's the first fucking thing you do?
The first thing I would do is housing.
Housing. Are you serious right now?
Hey,
yes, correct. The first thing you need is shelter.
No!
Hey, Jake,
fucking
so I have the
you
Human
fucking
Development Index
dumbasses.
pulled up.
Jesus!
Locate
Secure
a water
the border!
service.
Secure
Jake,
the
I've got the
border!
Human Development Index.
Secure the fucking
right here.
border! Secure
You
the
got
border!
China.
If you don't have a border, you don't have a fucking nation! Secure the border!
I
That's
feel
the
like you need
first
to
fucking thing you do!
I feel like you need to locate water before you secure a border. But that's
Yeah,
just
okay,
me.
guys.
It's fine.
So real quick for Jake, we've got the Human
good.
Development Index here. China 75, Vietnam 107. You'll notice that every socialist or formerly socialist country is at the rock bottom of the Human Development Index, whereas you have Switzerland, Iceland, Denmark, Germany, Singapore, Netherlands, Finland,
You don't
the
think
UK,
Switzerland
the United
has
States,
all those socialists,
South
those all have
Korea, Israel,
healthcare.
Spain, all the based capitalist Chad countries
literally-
at the top. It lines up
literally,
almost
they all
exactly
have
the Economic
socialized
Freedom Index,
healthcare.
which measures how capitalist a country is.
You listed
And
countries
all
that have
the
socialized healthcare.
Socialist countries are at rock bottom.
All
with
of
the
those
worst
have
human
socialist
development
healthcare.
of the planet.
All of those have socialist healthcare.
They're less
Okay,
diverse too.
Socialized.
Thank you.
That doesn't make them socialist countries. Just because you have
Okay,
socialized
so
Wait,
you-
wait,
so
okay,
you
this,
agree-
wait, this,
They have more
wait,
free
wait,
market.
wait, I'm
agree?
saying wait, I'm
The
saying
last
wait,
thing
I'm
you're
saying
gonna
wait,
say-
I'm saying wait, I'm
Less
saying wait,
whatsoever.
wait, there's like 4 people talking at the same time, and we're about to wrap up this round in a second. I'm gonna, okay, so I just want to throw it to, we're gonna have actual Jake finish your statement on the healthcare point. We're gonna have camera spawn. Non-fun hasn't talked in a bit, so we're gonna give it to non-fun. Then we're wrapping it up.
Okay. So if you agree that those countries have high indexes and are good, and you say they're capitalist, and you say that they have socialist healthcare, you agree we can do all of it at the same time in America. Obviously, since we're the greatest fucking country in the world, we can, of course, make socialized healthcare a reality so that Americans have more money, just like CTV wants, more money to spend on shit you want instead of shit you need. I am fine with you buying PlayStations and cars and guns. I do not need you buying healthcare. It shouldn't be a market. It should be allowed to you, because when it is a market, people prioritize the dollar over your health, and that's cucked as fuck. You like billionaires more than your own fucking healthcare, and that's sad as fuck. See you later, motherfucker. Deuces, Cam.
Cam?
No,
You
I
wanna
don't.
respond?
I don't like
Later,
billionaires
bro.
better. Actually, I'm just trying to figure out. So okay, so first of all, yeah, these countries.
No, non-fun was
many
talking.
of them have socialized healthcare.
No,
Okay,
it was
So-
Jake, Cam, and then non-fun.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So many of these countries do have socialized healthcare, right? And that's something I would disagree with them on. But many of them are also still more.
But they're at the
capitalist
highest
than the United
index,
States. If you look-
man. So you must agree
Hey, Jake,
that
pipe down,
contributes to
buddy.
it.
Is it my turn
You
to speak or your
fool.
turn to speak? Pipe down, pal.
No.
All right. So anyway, I'm just trying to figure out why a country like Saudi Arabia is higher on the Human Development Index than every single socialist or formerly socialist country in the entire fucking world. Okay.
Do you like Saudi
They're
Arabia's
dog
government?
shit. They're terrible. Cuba, Vietnam, Laos,
Okay.
China. They're
So do you
all-
think they-
all of the former
okay,
Soviet bloc
so
countries,
listen.
they're all below Saudi
Sure.
fucking Arabia on the Human
Okay.
Development
So
Index,
they're
which
there.
measures education, quality of life,
Education. Can the
living
women get
conditions, life
educated in Saudi
expectancy, et cetera,
Arabia?
et cetera. It's the UN standard for how good,
Can the
how good
women?
quality of life in a country is. Okay.
So that
I'm trying
seems
to figure
pretty
out why all
sexist if
these
Saudi
socialist
Arabia is
countries
indexing
suck
high.
so much that they're worse than Saudi Arabia, which stones people.
Okay, so you agree Saudi
We're
Arabia?
throwing it. I'm sorry, we're throwing it to non-fun because we got to wrap this round up. Non-fun, quickly wrap us up.
Yeah, I like to just respond to CTV. CTV says he doesn't like big government. He doesn't. How do you feel about Donald Trump imposing on free markets by proposing a 10% tariff on all goods coming from foreign nations, which is a regressive?
It's a great fucking idea since you asked.
That's big government.
Poor people more than rich people, by the way. And then also for Cam, which country is the highest in the HCI has 10% universal tariffs across the board? What?
Wait, did I say that there was a country on here that had 10% universal tariffs across the board?
No, so it must be a bad idea, right?
No, I think socialized healthcare is also a bad idea, but most of these countries also.
But all
have
the
that.
ones that are on the top have
They're
it.
still,
So make it make sense.
Still the most capitalist countries in the world, though, like Singapore, for example, which is #1 in the Economic Freedom Index. Switzerland, which is super high. Iceland, Denmark, Germany, Singapore.
Sounds like you should move to
Finland,
Singapore.
Israel, and the United States.
Okay, guys, we got to wrap it
Sounds
up.
like you should
We got
move
to.
to
Okay, wait.
Singapore.
We have
So
guests. We have guests waiting. There's people in the waiting room. We have to kick. Cam, I'm very sorry. With about 66% of the vote, the audience has decided that you are the one to go. Now, that might not be necessarily a condemnation of your debating skills, or maybe your ability to get under their skin, which you could take maybe pride in as being the first one kicked out tonight. What do you have to say for yourself, Cam?
Danabo said that if I was kicked in the first round, that he would rig the election. So you guys should all look forward to that. Trump will be your next president because, yeah. All right. So thanks, guys. Jake, you're a loser. Bye.
Because, yeah.
See you, Cam.
Good vote.
Good sport. Okay, we're bringing in some new people. Cam is the first one to go. The next round, we're going to be voting out a lefty. So, lefties, good luck. Okay. Welcome in new guests, Penterble and Crop Duster, also known as Aircraft Sparky, for those of you who remember him from the old Hippy Dippy days. I'm sure a few of you do. 2 Trumpers in here. Look at that. Look at this balance right now. We got 3 libs and we got 4 Trumpers. Ooh, look at that. Unbalanced. That's what happens. We have last second cancellations.
I'm K-Hive until Tuesday.
Okay, temporary lib. You're in a state of libcosis.
Sure, I'm stun locked by the lib vote.
Okay. So wait, we were about to, I think there was a comment Nonfon made towards CTV about tariffs. That's where we left off. Is that where we want to pick up back?
Yeah.
Okay, Hake, did you want to say something about that? Because, you know.
Yeah, tariffs are part of the original Constitution. That was how we got our revenue. And income tax was unconstitutional until they changed it.
Hake, I want to ask you a question. Direct.
All right.
What is a tariff?
It is a sort of a tax on imports.
How exactly does the everyday person see that get interacted in their life?
Probably by if they're buying stuff from overseas, then they're paying a little bit more for that stuff overseas, or a lot more.
So what you're saying is if there's a television that's being made in China and a television that's being made in America, right? The one that's made in China will have an additional cost added to it because it was not manufactured by Americans in America. Is that correct?
That's right.
Outstanding. Hey, thank you for explaining that. Lefties, if you'd like to somehow argue how it's better to take fucking tax dollars from hardworking fucking people instead of people making a fucking choice to make a purchase to pay that same fucking money, go fucking head. Because I don't think you got fucking any kind of fucking logic to defeat this. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
right,
firstly,
Maddie, I think you wanted to respond to that, was it?
Secondly, to respond to
Non-fun. You grabbed it, and that's Rumble ethics, so you have to grab it. Sorry.
That's true.
Okay, sure. So, I responded to that. Tariffs are regressive taxes, just like obviously. And to respond to Hake's point, like, Hake, do you know what the Laffer curve is?
No. Spell it.
So the Laffer curve is this idea.
I don't know what it is either.
There's a. Okay, well, usually right-wingers are usually big on the Laffer curve because it supposes that if you decrease taxes, sometimes you can actually increase revenue. Because at some point you tax things so much that you decrease economic activity to such an extent that you don't actually raise revenue. So the point there is that the effect, that revenue maximizing point at which you can tax imports is almost certainly, I don't even want to say almost certainly not going to raise the $2.2 trillion that income taxes raise.
Right. So the point is that it's already been said. Hold on. It's already been said. It's already been said, right? That we're not taxing all imports. We're only going to be adding tariffs right, to imports that have a American manufacturing in the country already ready to go, right? And then as those industries come online, tariffs will be added to that. The long-term plan here, right, is to get Americans buying American because that keeps our fucking money in our fucking country instead of it going to all these foreign fucking markets that don't give two flies of a fuck about people actually having labor rights, actually having any kind of human rights, and actually
you're for
somebody
labor
giving a
rights?
fuck about them.
You're for labor rights. Every
Oh,
labor,
okay.
every major labor union supports Kamala Harris.
Red herring, dude. No, don't.
Yeah, what?
They don't. Teamsters did not endorse Kamala Harris.
Wait, first of all,
Hey,
has only ever
question,
said universal
Pentaple,
tariff.
turn on the
Isn't that
gain
a
on your
union?
mic.
Platform
Pentaple,
says
gain on your mic. Turn it down. Sorry. Non-fun, you were responding to
It's all
that?
the way down.
Yeah, don't engage with the labor point. That's a red herring. First of all, like fuck, where was
That's
I?
right.
Trump has always said universal tariffs. Trump has always said universal tariffs, not just on China, not just on things with companies with already manufacturing in America. He only ever says universal tariffs. The GOP platform specifically says baseline
No,
tariffs.
that's not what he
on all
says, but go
imports.
ahead. That's not what he says, but go ahead.
I can like link you videos. So I'm saying
Hello,
that
I've
the
already
GOP
seen it
platform
multiple
also-
fucking times and multiple fucking different rallies, different fucking interviews, X, Y, and Z. I know what the fucking man said. He said that he's going to be taxing or adding tariffs to products that are coming into the country that have a fucking American manufacturer making the same fucking product. Which means that if you want to buy Chinese toilet paper to wipe your fucking ass, you're going to pay a fucking tariff to wipe your ass with Chinese fucking toilet paper. Okay?
So
Because you
you're
chose
okay
not to
with-
buy
You're either
American.
lying or
with
been
all
lied to.
prices increasing then? Are you okay with all prices increasing because of that? Because
Wait,
even
wait,
when you're
wait,
buying
It's
Yes.
not all
I follow
prices.
up with
It'll
one
be
quick- wait,
prices
can I
being
follow- wait,
raised on
TTV,
products
it's-
that are being made outside of the United States. And I don't understand how anybody on the
Right, so
left
the
can even
reason-
begin to
so
start
the
to argue this
reason-
whenever the entire
so the
reason that any of
reason-
these fucking corporations
reason
to make
that
any
those
fucking
goods-
money
the
on
What
any of
countries
these
do once they have our
products,
dollars?
it's because they're
TTV, you should have
exploiting
dollars
the
going
labor
overseas. What
of
countries
all
do
these
once they have our dollars?
fucking
TTV.
people.
Okay, we got to make sure some other people can talk.
You
We got to
guys-
wait. We got to make sure some other people can talk. I want to make sure. Maddie's been waiting very patiently. She raised her hand. I saw Jake also raise his hand. We're gonna go to the other people, so the new people, Pencil and Aircraft in a moment, or Crop Duster. I don't know how you prefer it. Maddie.
Aircraft Spark is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so the point I was trying to make is this. The reason that foreign goods currently have a pricing advantage is because they can sell at a much lower price point because the cost of production when they are made overseas is a lot lower. So if
Why
we
is that?
then increase, I'm getting to a CTV, baby. Let me
No,
finish.
you're going to go to somewhere
Baby.
else. I want a question to
Babe,
that
let me-
exact
babe,
question.
let me finish. Let me finish, baby. So when you import those goods, but then you add an additional tariff to it, what you're doing is for any companies that are now buying those goods, you're increasing the overall cost to their production. The reason they were going to those goods initially is because they were cheaper than American-made goods. If you're making it so that, okay, now foreign goods are way more expensive, that's not making American goods cheaper. It's making it
Right.
cheaper relative
Okay.
to the foreign goods and thus raising all prices. That's how that
There's an
works. I'm
element
saying,
of prices here.
Is that an acceptable outcome for you?
Yes. Yes,
Why?
because there's an element of prices here, but there's also the element of money leaving our country, leaving our economy. So what we're trying to do is keep that money here. Even if we're paying more, that money
No, no, no,
isn't
no.
going
What if-
overseas.
what if countries
Even if
want
it's
to have
less
our
money
dollars?
at a time,
What if
that
countries
money
want to have
doesn't
our
come
dollars?
back. What?
What if,
Yeah, we're not global
definitionally
homo
has
over
to.
here.
What do countries do once they have our dollars?
What are you
fuck
saying?
are you
We're talking about
talking
tariffs.
about?
We're talking about
What do they do
whether
with the
this is
money?
going to
The only
improve
thing
American
they do is
manufacturing.
the
It seems
money
obvious
comes
that it
back through
is.
Buying imports, the money comes back through investing in the U.S. Those are the only two options. You don't understand how the
No,
balance.
they don't invest in the
Okay.
U.S. Are you fucking stupid?
Even if they did, it's
China
not.
doesn't
Wait,
invest
wait,
in the
too many.
US.
Wait, a second, one second. Wait. Guys, please, give me a second.
There's an element of
Guys,
prices
no, that's not.
and keeping money here.
No. Let
That's
me
it.
be clear. When I'm talking, nobody else is talking. I couldn't hear what Nanfan even said the first time. So Nanfan, could you repeat what you said before we move on to someone else? I just want to make sure because I couldn't hear your point.
CTV, do we have a trade deficit?
Yeah.
Wait. I asked you to wait. Nanfan, I asked you to clarify what you said earlier. Could you clarify what you said earlier? Not to make a new point. That's slippery. I appreciate the ethics of it, but could you please clarify your point?
It is a lefty ethic for sure.
My point was that the dollars that go to other countries definitionally, because of how the balance of payments works, have to come back to the U.S. either through buying imports or investing in the capital account. So
Wait, how many? Hold on.
Source?
Wait, let him finish. Let him finish, please.
Hold on. Are you telling me?
CTV, come on. You've always respected me. Let him finish quick. Nanfan, just finish your point so then people can respond to a fully made point.
Yeah, when he says we have a trade deficit, the only logical conclusion from that, as a matter of accounting, is that countries are investing in us because we have a capital account surplus.
Oh my
CTV?
God. It's like, if that was
know it's
true,
boring,
then
but it's
please
true.
explain to me how China has so much fucking housing that is just not being lived in at fucking all. If that money came back to the United States, where there literally acres and fucking acres, thousands upon thousands of apartment units that are built in fucking China, whole cities that are fucking built in China that nobody fucking lives in. And you know what? You know how they got that fucking money? You know how they got that? They got it by bringing in all of our fucking trash and then turning around and giving us all these fucking imports that were trash every fucking year. Christmas lights is a great fucking example of that. Okay?
Do you think that American consumerism is
I'm making a fucking point. Corn cob, I ain't got nothing for you. Shut the fuck up. I'll let you know when you can speak. The problem with all of this right here, hold on, no. The problem with all this right here is that you want to sit here and talk about money and where it's being spent, and it's supposedly coming back, but it doesn't, and it hasn't been. It hasn't been. The quality of life of Americans has been dropping for the last 60 fucking years, and you want to tell me that somehow it's going up. That's the same dumbass logic that I hear every single fucking time I even bother listening or trying to get a fucking weed in on what's going on with the Kamala Harris and the Tim Walz camp.
Kamala.
Because every single fucking time I hear,
Kamala.
That's what I said.
You know it's Kamala. You said Kamala.
That's what I said.
Nobody gives a fuck,
classic
dude.
shit, man.
Dude, this is a anything we're talking about. Dollars can't belong to China. China belongs to dollars.
I'm gonna put it like this. 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 I'm not gonna be taking language fucking tips from somebody from California whenever I have a North Carolina authentic dialect. I pronounce things how I pronounce them, and if you don't fucking like it, I don't give two flyings of a fuck. Kamala is what I said. If you don't like that, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You're just
let's
wrong
throw it over
about
to Jake.
It's fine if you want to dig in. Yeah, that's fine if you want to dig in on being wrong about stuff. That's not new. 16 Nobel Prize winning economists signed a letter in June expressing fear that Trump's proposal would reignite inflation, plummeting since peaking at 9.1%. They're saying that it could register as high as 9.3%, as 6% to 9.3%. Do you think that experts in the field might know more about his bad economic plan than you, or do you think you, who doesn't know what the fuck non-fon is even trying to talk about, literally when he speaks, he's like talking about trade deficits, like what guys? I don't even like. You don't even know what the conversation is.
Bad over the
Do you
last
think
4
that
years, and we have all these
economists-
experts. Why didn't we listen to these experts? Like,
What do you mean these
they
experts?
must be wrong. I'm just saying,
They
you're like,
must
oh,
be
we have experts. How did we end up in this position then? The experts
you
clearly
mean?
do what the fuck they're doing. It's not you and me in charge of this fucking policy.
You mean
Experts are idiots.
What does that even mean? I don't.
World?
Who is
How
this
did
guy?
that happen?
He's
Experts. I appeal to
Pentuple,
authority.
Do you not
How
think
did
that
we end up in
economists?
Thank
Do you think the economy is doing great?
Do you?
Where were these experts when the economy turned to shit?
Right.
Where were the
whether or not universal tariffs are welfare maximizing has nothing to do with whether the economy is doing great now or not. These are two entirely separate claims.
I was saying, it's cool. Experts said that. Apparently, nobody cares what the expert says if the economy
Well, I
got
mean,
this
you don't
bad
when it comes
anyway.
to medicine. You don't when it comes to
Were
economics.
Joe Biden and Kamala listening to these experts over the last 3.5 years? I'm just curious.
Kamala.
Why do you think they added
Couple.
so
When
many
countries
jobs?
get our dollars, what do they do with them?
I'm just saying,
They
these experts
storm
clearly
in
aren't.
their
You don't know what they're doing.
banks.
Doing good, man.
They literally have been storing them in their
Experts
They
means
store
nothing.
paper money in their banks.
Listen to the expert because he doesn't even understand the balance of payments.
They take paper dollars and like, now we have their dollars, and that'll show America with their stacks. This isn't how
Seriously,
real
if
life
we
works.
have-
What do you
They do
think
it
money
to back
is?
up
Here's
their own
another thing.
currencies,
Here's
dumbass.
another thing.
Hello, dumbass.
If
They
we
do
have-
it to back up their own fucking currencies.
That's
Jesus
not
Christ.
how it works. It's paper. It doesn't have inherent value. It only is backed
Yeah.
by the
Michael,
American
wait,
government.
Timothy,
And
here's a question. Here's a
What?
question about currency
You know,
value.
Since we ended,
It's true.
Here's a question about currency value.
You fucking said
Okay,
that.
okay.
I'm glad you said the paper has no fucking value.
Okay, it's very loud. It's very loud right now, but we have two new guests, and one of them have not spoken yet. So I want to make sure that I know Maddie raised her hand earlier, so we'll go to Maddie, and then we'll go to Aircraft Spark. He hasn't raised his hand. He hasn't said anything, but I want to make sure he gets to say something this round. Maddie?
my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were going to aircraft Sparky.
No, I said we're gonna go to Sparky after.
Sorry about that. Yeah. No, I guess what I'm saying is like, oh, do you care about what the experts say? Yeah, because these are people where their entire lives and careers are dedicated towards studying certain things. They've won literal Nobel Prizes for the work and research that they've contributed to. And a lot of the reason why our country continues to be the most powerful, prosperous nation in the history of the world, I would have a feeling that some of that has to do with expert input and people who know what they're doing. Now, again, when the experts are saying whether or not we should vote for Kamala or whether we should vote for Trump, it has little to do with like what the economy is doing right now. They're basically saying, hey, do you want to get in a car and drive off the cliff? Or do you want to get back on the highway? Then you can make a decision based on each candidate's respective economic policies. So if you want to get in the car that goes off the cliff, by all means, my God, have a good
For
time.
the same president that doesn't have a healthcare plan still, just the concepts of a plan.
Hold the fuck on. That was, Maddie, that was well said. That was well fucking said, right?
I love you
because
so much.
I think
Thank you.
I think every American can see that the car that we're riding in right now, it's going to be the same car we're going to be riding in for the next 4 fucking years.
No, we're changing drivers,
with you
baby.
whenever you say we need to get the fuck out and get Trump back in office, right?
Yes, please.
Because the driver we got right now ain't fucking it. Even the side seat driver ain't shit. The side seat driver ain't doing fucking nothing. If the side seat driver has been doing something and is now running for the main driver position, maybe I'd be like, yeah, we need to get this side seat driver in. But hell no, this motherfucker's driving over that cliff. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you.
I don't know if anyone told you, but Joe Biden's not actually running for president.
Right, because you're
running the country.
I just want to like.
Okay, we're gonna wait. We gotta throw it over to Sparky because we're already putting in a new guest. We're gonna bring in new guests soon, so I want to make sure Sparky gets to say something. Sparky.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to use the Nobel Peace Prize as anything of any type of authority, because in 2009 they gave Barack Obama a peace prize for, and I quote, extraordinary
the Nobel
efforts.
Peace Prize isn't the Nobel Prize, but that's
extraordinary efforts
in economics. It's different.
Diplomacy and cooperation between people. Why he performed over 563 drone strikes. I mean, for fuck's sake.
How many did Trump? You're against drone strikes? How many did Trump? It was more.
Did Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize for extraordinary efforts in strengthening diplomacy? No, he did not. So
because he wouldn't have earned it, right?
Because they're a bunch of liberals.
because Trump was more violent than Obama, which you agree is bad. Obama did bad, so you agree that Trump did bad if he did worse.
More violent than Obama.
He literally did drone more people than he had more drone strikes and bombings than the Obama administration in his lame duck 4 years, because he was only president the once.
Obama killed more Americans.
He did more.
Hey, Jake, hold on. Sparky,
let's let Sparky. I just want to make I'm sorry, CTV, but Sparky didn't get to finish. I want to make sure Sparky gets to finish since we're going to keep picking people.
Let me ask Sparky the question so he can ask.
Let's go. Let's do it.
He broke the record in the first 2 years.
Look, Sparky, ask him what he thinks Soleimani thinks about that.
Look,
2,243 drone strikes in the first 2 years of the Trump presidency, over 8 years of Obama's, 1,878.
Based.
Okay.
So you must agree that if drone strikes are bad, Trump is that much worse.
Right,
little guys? Use your big brains, Trumpies.
Well, let's let Sparky respond.
I don't think drone strikes are bad. Now you're reversing it. Very smart.
Drone strikes are not bad.
Okay, I see they're bringing their best.
My guy, see,
I'm sad that we had a cancellation.
Let's let Sparky respond. Come on, guys. Come on. Look. Let's not get too frustrated. Sparky, respond.
Look, the point was, if you're going to use Nobel laureates as a benchmark to measure things, I'm just saying Barack Obama won the Peace Prize for doing absolutely nothing and actually killing people and Americans.
Not the Nobel Prize for economics.
Hold on, Corn. Listen, dude, if I want economic sense, I'm not going to take it from a fucking corn cob and a Harris Waltz hat. Okay? Here's the deal. You said that the American dollar is backed up by something in America. It's made the fuck up. Okay? All of our money is made the fuck up. It is not backed by a fucking thing. It is backed by the good credit score of America, and that's it. And that's
more
just
like speculation,
ridiculous.
even.
Yeah, it's quite fucking sad, and that's
so
why
capitalism is a fucking weird game to play, isn't it? It's a weird, shitty thing.
Capitalism's way better than the bullshit.
I just want to be like clear.
You know,
okay,
or
all these
welfare
people laughing
recipient
about
down
what the
here.
experts are saying, but none of them can explain to me what the balance of payments is. These people have no
Thank
clue
you,
what
non-fun.
they're talking about the value of the dollar.
Hold on.
Next thing
I'm sorry, ma'am.
currency appreciation caused by tariffs, and I guarantee you none of them have any fucking clue what that even means.
Here's
okay?
the fucking deal.
Wait, that's unsurprising.
CTV. I can't understand what
CTV, you've made a splash this round. Other people have not been able to make a splash at all this round. Perpetual, you haven't been able to talk. Perpetual, right? Is it Perpetual? How do you pronounce it?
Pentuple.
Pentuple. Sorry, Pentuple. I thought it was Perpetual. I wanted to throw it over to you because it seemed like you wanted to get in. And then we're going to go to our new guest who just barged in.
Is it bad ethics to just derail into something else?
Just to be clear, I've only been able to react, not actually.
I was just going to say, it makes sense that you guys don't understand tariffs. You guys also don't understand diplomacy. You guys use Trump's ability to be diplomatic with global opposition as a negative, which is mind-blowing. You guys think that him having a good relationship with our global opposition is a bad thing, and you want to vote for the candidate who calls them war criminals and has no formal line of communications with them. You guys are everything you guys believe is backwards at this point. So I mean, I'll let you deal with that, I guess.
So pro-dictators.
Beautiful.
Cool.
No, not pro-dictators, pro-diplomacy, pro-understanding that these global opposition leaders exist and that we need to have a relationship with them so that we can be at the table. This idea that we can't have any sort of relationship like this with them, you're literally arguing on behalf of a candidate.
Having a relationship with Putin, it's about supporting
I have no idea how you guys don't see that. It's crazy.
So wait, hold on. But listen, it's not about having a speaking relationship with Putin. It's about him supporting Putin directly.
No.
Putin did
yes. You guys all do. You're all like, let him fuck Ukraine. You guys are literally.
Did that happen under Trump's presidency? Or did that happen under Biden's presidency? Why didn't it happen under Trump's presidency? Apparently, you're able to account for all of the infinite variables involved in foreign policy. Why didn't it happen under Trump's presidency?
Wait. Do you think?
What's the timeline in your mind, brother?
Listen. Do you think Vladimir Putin stands to gain more under destabilizing American politics under a left-wing president or a right-wing president?
Yes, probably under one where he gets to continue the fucking war.
I can't wait. Sorry. Wait. There's too many. Wait, no. Wait. Stop.
Sitting at the table with them and being diplomatic.
You guys, there's multiple people with like really high gains on their mic. So when CTV and Pentuple like talk at the same time, it's like getting shot in the side of the head with a shotgun. So I just bring it down a tiny bit.
I would argue. I'll try talking a little distance from him. I would argue he has more to gain going through the process of a war to get what he wants than having to come sit at the table with an American president. You have a president right now that calls him a war criminal. How are you supposed to open up diplomatic formal line of communication with him? 100%. He gets more what he wants if he has to go through a war to get what he wants. If he goes through a war to pursue it, he gets more than what he does if we have a diplomatic conversation with him at the table, especially with Donald Trump, who's good at negotiating. Okay, because he understands these things that you guys don't.
Before somebody responds,
so good at negotiating.
the vote to kick has already started. Kevin Logan, good luck, Kevin. Good luck.
I apologize. I got the time zone wrong.
It's okay, Kevin. I understand. You're British. That comes with problems.
Before he actually thinks that the time change already happened. That's all.
I just want to say,
Kamala wouldn't sit with Joe Rogan. You think she's going to sit with Vladimir Putin?
Kevin?
She literally already has. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to hear Kevin. I can't hear Kevin.
Oh, has she? Source.
Hello, can you
wait? Has Kamala?
No, I can literally hear you. It's just everybody's talking over you. Guys, Kevin hasn't been able to say anything, and he might get kicked this round. So let's give him a little bit of charity here.
The Trump people and their reaction there to Trump's love of dictators.
Go ahead and Google.
Perfectly sums up what my thesis is that Joe Biden was absolutely right to call them garbage because it's fucking true. It's just a correct fact. Donald Trump has cozied up to dictators around the world. Name me a democratic leader he likes and got on with, and name me a dictator he didn't warm up to. The man is an authoritarian who wants to be an authoritarian, and if you support that shit, you're fucking garbage.
Hake is garbage. Look at him.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Why do you like authoritarianism though?
Anyways,
because we're for small government, and then you have one authoritarian that's like loud about it.
You know
Like,
what
what
the
do you-
difference is between
should be
like
against
every
that,
other
CTV. You
authoritarian
shouldn't be-
and someone that becomes the president of the United States? Is that someone that becomes the president of the United States has a fucking constitution and an entire body of legislatures that limit the power of the fucking president. And then you're
So
like, oh, yeah.
when they expanded the presidential powers under Donald Trump's Supreme, when they expanded, I have the Constitution right here.
Dylan decides to interrupt.
So-
Dylan, you're interrupting. Huh?
So
I will continue until Dylan fucking quiets all you motherfuckers down. You hear me?
Okay.
Don't even fucking start. I'll finish my fucking point. Now,
What's
if
your
you
point? What's your
think
point?
that these fucking dictators are going to slow down for 1 fucking second, and that the person that gets elected to the presidency of the United States has the same power as them, you're a fucking moron. And deserve nothing but a fucking collar and
So
to
the
be
claim-
on your fucking
so the-
knees before free fucking men. That's
So
what.
the claim is obviously that he's trying to gain that power, and the Supreme Court, his installed right-wing Supreme Court, has tried to grant him that power, giving him.
What is this rhetoric? It's just.
I mean, installed. He literally
He
did
followed the same
install
process
these
every
right-wing-
other president has ever followed to appoint a Supreme Court nominee. They had to go through the Senate and go through the confirmation process. What is it? You're using this
They
language
didn't,
to make
though.
like people who don't know what the process is to get
They
confused.
didn't.
That's insane.
No, they did the same thing.
I want to.
Oh my God.
Let's have.
Delaying the vote for Garland, but
I know.
Let's throw it back to Jake to respond because that was a direct response to
He
Jake.
lost Congress, so Congress was able to block it, and Trump had Congress, and they didn't block it. That's
Over to
how it
Jake.
works. Congress can block it if they want.
Right, so
Congress
that's a-
cannot
that's
block
a
it if they
right-wing
don't.
installation.
Because they
Would you
blocked
agree?
Erica Garland.
Wait, that was it was a snake. Wait, guys, please quiet down for a second. Quiet down. Wait, I'm gonna start
What
muting.
are the
I'm
words
gonna
you're
start-
using? What is the point?
Okay, that's the first mute of the day. Jake, quick response, and we're gonna go to Kevin. Then we're gonna wrap up this round because we're starting the vote.
Well, if you don't think he wants autocratic power, then I don't understand why all the goals of like Project 2025, for instance, or the Supreme Court that he installed, keep trying to give him more and more power and centralizing it in the executive office, which seems like big government to me, buddy. And I would support any candidate who wanted to reduce those powers. Joe Biden did. He just got rid of some of the powers that he was given when he got into office. And I don't even agree with the fucking guy a lot. He's a flaming liberal. Like, they have problems. But that he did a good thing there. That was ethical. And
Why is it that
I don't understand how you guys are so cucked. You guys are so cucked by the Trump thing, and when he loses, you're gonna have to get new personalities. And what are you even gonna do, man?
Okay.
Listen, look at your bedroom in your mom's house. What's gonna happen? She's gonna make you get something new. You can try this. You got 4 years to get on the bandwagon, baby.
Jake, if it's about your mom, I'm going to make her squirt all over my sheets. You hear
Okay,
me?
that's okay. Now that we're away from the bed squirting, Kevin, I'm gonna throw it over to you to wrap us up for the round. Okay.
Yeah, Trump absolutely wants to be a dictator. He literally said he wants to be a dictator from day one, and he argued in court.
Can't take a joke.
The president of the United States should be above the law, that the law should not apply to him. Yeah.
Do you realize how goofy you look when you say he said he wants to be a dictator on day one when it was literally on Fox News? He said it because he knew people like you would parrot it as a joke. Like it's intentional. And also, why is it that I only ever hear about Project 2025 from you guys? I've been streaming pro-Trump politics for a year and a half.
We want to not talk about it.
Okay, wait, stop. Quiet down.
It's Agenda 47.
Quiet down. It's over. The round's over. Your punches are having no impact. Your punches are over. Your punches. Stop. The punches have no impact. The bell has rung. If you punch after the bell, you actually get point deductions. Okay. We had somebody voted off, and Kevin, I'm very sorry, but it seems that your poor timing did not go well with the audience at home. Danabo has told me to say sorry on his behalf. I wish we could have you, but you know, it is what it is. The Rumble is a brutal arena.
Fair, that's fair. My punctuality was not acceptable. I shall commit seppuku when we get off stream.
Understandable. Please do write a letter of deep guilt before you slice the sword. I respect your decision.
Hey, Kevin, it was nice seeing you again.
Don't do it, man.
Yeah, much love, man. Peace out.
Okay, bye-bye, Kevin. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Okay, another one bites the dust. And look at the ones we still have so far. Did we think that these would be the ones that make it this far? We still have many more to bring on.
I should already be gone.
Okay, quick, before we continue, let me just go around. Non-fun, how do you feel making it this far?
Pretty good. I've had fun.
Awesome. Oh, okay, let's continue because we only have so much time. I just want to check with Non-Fon because he's a recruitment hire.
I like Non-Fon. We can make you a
good guy.
Okay, who wants to bring it back? Where were we before we got derailed? I have some points here. We could start on one of the
Project 2025 real quick.
Project 2025 is not anything
Oh,
that
I
Trump
forgot.
is endorsing.
Oh
so
my God, I'm very sorry.
And there's no point.
Wait.
So do you guys disagree with Project 2025 though?
Wait, guys.
We've never read it. We don't give a fuck about it. We have Agenda 40.
Stop! I'm muting everybody. Wait, stop!
So mad, little boy.
Wait, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. I'm very sorry.
Up for Twitch.
Wait, guys, come on! Don't make me have to kick you when you haven't even been voted out. Okay, Non-Fon, I'm very sorry. Danabo just informed me that it was a 2-round kicker, and you were the second lowest. So that means you're also getting voted out of the room. I feel like I just mocked you. It's like, hey man, did you think you're gonna get this far? Joking, out of the ring. Man, I appreciate you coming up, maybe I wanted to sneak you through. I was trying to smuggle you through. But Danabo's yelling at me in DMs, and so I'm very sorry.
Coyote.
Rigged.
Hey, Non-Fon, nice to meet you.
Non-Fon, you want to shout yourself out again? I'll give you an extra chance because you're coming up. Okay, shout yourself out.
Yeah, Non-Fon on YouTube, NONFON, Non-Fon420 on Twitch, trying to reach 1,000 subs on YouTube. That'd be very helpful. Please debate me on terror sometimes, or any of the conservatives here. Anyway, goodbye.
Go sub him. Go sub him.
Was that a yeah? Was that a yeah, Non-Fon? Was that a yeah?
Great.
What?
To Trump
I'm telling you,
2024.
Yeah.
Start
We're going to debate. Have a conversation. You want to do that? Yeah.
He wants to debate you. Oh, and there he goes. Welcome, welcome Stardust, and welcome Crenshaw. Welcome you both in here. I don't know if you guys have been watching. I hope you're excited for an energetic night because it has already been very energetic. It's been a brutal night. Cam Higby's been kicked out. We have Kevin Logan get kicked out. We had all these people get kicked out, and now we have 2 new people in the arena. So, do we want to start back off where we were, or I think I'm going to throw.
Let's go.
I want to throw it. I don't know if you guys have been watching. If either of you guys been watching up to this point.
I have been watching a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
I got a little bit.
Are either of these people lefties?
Wow, I got something for Crenshaw.
Wait, you know what? I have some predetermined. Since we got 2 new guests, this is a good point to go through the list of questions. I know Danabo put some questions in the chat that we could go through. Let me start with the first one. What personal or political principles make Trump or Harris the best steward of American democracy? There's one of the pre-selected questions that I could throw to the crowd. Crenshaw or Stardust, since you're the new ones, do you guys want to pick it up?
Yeah, I'll pick something up. I'll say, one good thing about Kamala Harris is that she's not a fucking pervert. Okay, that's a good one.
Unlike Biden.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Running, man.
Well, Biden in comparison to Trump, you want to go?
Yeah, unlike Biden, who's a literal fucking everyday handyman, but
27 women have come forward about.
Oh my God.
Towards Donald Trump. Where there's smoke, there's some fire, guys. I'm sorry to say it. Biden, you do whatever you want, okay? But Kamala Harris is on the ticket, and at least she's not a fucking pervert, all right?
What about democracy? Wait, give me a second.
Was this about the?
Yeah, the question was about democracy. I think Stardust wanted to just call Trump a pervert. But fair enough, I guess. But Crenshaw, do you want to answer that question?
I mean, like Donald Trump is the only president that we know of who's completely, engaged in dereliction of duty when his supporters broke into the Capitol. This is an individual who said he would be dictator on day 1. This is an individual who refuses to ever take an L in life, despite the fact that he's a billionaire, he's got multiple baby mamas, is living that lifestyle. He can't take one possible fucking L, go back to the drawing board, ask what went wrong. No, instead, I'm going to shove my dick in every American's mouth and undo democracy. And then when everyone says, yo, you're a threat to democracy, and something happens, now all of a sudden, oh my God, your language is causing people to come after me. Nobody told you to steal an election, but now we're all being held nationally hostage by an entire movement of lunatics.
Hang on. So Donald Trump is the only candidate that actually was elected by his party in the primaries. You guys had to pretend that your incumbent was staying in, and then you pretended it was cheap.
Are you just mad that you got?
Wait, guys. Guys, stop.
You guys don't
understand.
understand.
One at a time. Thank you. It was a response to
your candidate was chosen for you by mega donors, and then you're confused why people actually are enthusiastic on this side.
Do you deny that people voted for Biden and Harris, right? And by the way,
no, yes, I do. I do.
Wait, Joe
Biden after the primary. Hey, let me answer.
Wait. Let him finish. We gotta let him. You're the only one who's been muting today, Pentuple. You're the only one who's been muting. I got Crenshaw.
I apologize.
Let's let Crenshaw finish, and then you can respond to it. Come on, it's just you gotta let people finish sentences so we don't hear anything. Pentuple, you're not listening to me. You're still talking. Crenshaw.
I mean, we can pretend that people didn't want Kamala Harris, but unlike, the Trump MAGA wing, which is all a cult of cum guzzlers, on the left, we can sit there and say we don't like Joe Biden. We literally sat there and shouted him out of the presidential nomination.
Hold on.
Joe Biden is a veteran.
After the primary.
Joe Biden is one of the biggest G's in the game, and we told him to get his ass out. And we brought Kamala in. And nobody complained but MAGA. Isn't it weird how MAGA went from F Joe Biden to loving Joe Biden?
Did I answer the question?
Now you can respond, Pentuple. Yes, you can respond now.
Okay. You asked me if
just wait a little bit.
Kamala Harris was on the ballot in the primaries, and what I'm going to tell you is no, and the reason is because Joe Biden, after this primary election in 2024, still would have been entitled to choose a different running mate if he wanted to. That was a legal option of his. Kamala Harris was not on the ballot. He was not locked into keeping this vice presidential candidate. What they did, and Joe Biden didn't wake up one day and they're like, oh, what happened? Well, this is out of nowhere. They knew he was like this through the primary process. They knew that if he stepped down before, Kamala Harris would never survive. This administration in the White House schemed their way into keeping the general election nomination without their candidate. It's the biggest scam in Democratic history. The idea that they could even possibly be stewards of democracy is ridiculous.
You know what I think it was? Slick as fuck.
It sounds to me.
Wait, 1 second. Let the interaction finish.
It sounds to me like you're upset that y'all got politically outplayed. You thought you were going to win when somebody took shots at
You're going to save democracy with a mega donor chosen candidate?
Now y'all are complaining because the Democrats made a slick little move that worked. Nobody complained about it, but the people who were saying F Joe Biden.
What are we talking about? What is this conversation about? Being a steward of democracy, and you're like, oh, they pulled the one of fast one on democracy. No big deal. They're just better at it.
By the way, I think it's really funny
that Crenshaw. Look, I've been waiting for a minute, bro. You need to slow down. Just for a minute, because I need to speak on behalf of my LGBTQIA plus supporters. You hear me? As soon as you're no, listen to me. I said my supporters.
CTV, I'm very happy to have you come out of the closet, man. Welcome to the community.
Look, my supporters, right? Now, we ain't talking about my dick and where it's been, because it's been a lot of places. We ain't getting into that. Now, that said, you want to call all Trump supporters cum guzzlers, right?
Yes.
And I gotta say,
oh yeah,
huge
cucks for Trump.
Huge cucks, motherfucker. You said that. You said all Trump.
You guys literally have posters of them on the wall, like little boy bands.
And look,
yeah, we chose our candidate.
Look,
we chose our own candidate.
Oh my god. Okay, one at a time. 1 second. It's getting a little hectic.
Oh my god.
Getting a little hectic. One at a time, please. Let's see TTV finish, and then we'll move around. I see Aircraft is raising his hand. Other people want to talk. Hake has been very quiet.
Look, my LGBTQAI plus supporters want you to fucking know that if anybody's cum guzzling, it's definitely on the left side, not the right side. Okay? So, that's where we're at. And I just want you to fucking know, don't be speaking out of turn again.
Is that what you had to say? You just wanted to clarify whether y'all guzzle cum or not? Is that it? Was that all you had to do? So you wanted the whole conversation to clarify.
TV would like to put it...
This
just so everyone knows it. Everyone's clear.
That's all he wanted to say.
CTV.
That's all I need to say.
We can
pro cum guzzling.
We can see y'all doing tricks on it, bro. Y'all are so even Nick Fuentes had to quit on Trump. Nick Fuentes himself quit on Trump. Y'all still
listen. Again. If anybody's turning tricks, they're on the left. Okay, trick turning is on the left, not the right.
Sex workers work.
We need to make sure we understand.
Joe Biden gave 50 years to the United States of America and got booted by his own party. Donald Trump broke his oath to the Constitution, and y'all are still gripping on it.
We're talking about the same Joe Biden. They was playing Joe Biden's speeches.
We're derailing a little bit. It's getting a little hectic. Guys, it's getting a little hectic. We're getting a little hectic. Wait, guys. We got to go to the list. I got a few people who have been waiting, and I want to make sure we get to them. We're going to start with Aircraft Sparky, and then we have Stardust, Jake, and Hake, who have been waiting. I'm probably going to do Hake next just because he doesn't talk often.
Look. First of all, I just got to come out and say,
you too. That's two of them.
No,
out.
Rashad, dude, you should be endorsing Trump because Trump evidently is the most gangster and black of all.
Oh my God, you're racist.
History.
That's fucking weird to say. That's a weird. That's fucking weird to say.
And
Jesus
he's
Christ.
accused of dereliction of duty. You know, because people say that some people are kind of lazy, which I think is fucking stupid. But
oh my fucking God,
look,
bro!
When it comes to people who
look at this motherfucker down here smiling.
Baby, no.
I think it's
Tentapa loves the racism. He's fucking about
listen,
it.
Elsa and Ronald McDonald's STD, just shut the fuck up. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, y'all got a black woman who went to college, did everything right, and y'all got mad and called her Cambodian and all kind of other shit.
Actually,
I don't know.
I called her Canabla.
I don't know if it's
I don't really care, bro.
Trump. I don't really care.
Wait, come on. CTV, you gotta let them interact. CTV, let them go back and forth.
Hold on. Conservatives are talking about how black people were acting right for like 15 years. You spent 8 years of the Trump era. You spent 8 years of the Trump era talking about how blacks need to get it together. You finally get a black woman. You finally get a black. You finally get a black woman. You finally get a black woman with.
So who's she fucking now to get into that spot?
You're talking about how Donald Trump's really black.
She was right.
You know what? You know what's crazy is you got a black man who wasn't gangbanging, wasn't a criminal. Y'all went crazy.
You're
You got
right.
a black woman who's on the top. You got a black woman.
Let him finish his point. Wait, come on. I'm trying to listen to his point. I can't hear anything because CTV's talking about the mayor. You can finish Crenshaw, then we're gonna go around.
On top of her game, you got a black woman who's on top of her game. Y'all
on top of her game, she was handed a nomination. You never had to. This confuses you. You never had to do this for her. What are you talking about?
Hold on. Now I'm being told Donald Trump is a part of the black delegation because he's got multiple baby mamas, a warrant for his arrest in Iran, multiple felonies, and people shooting at him. I'm just saying, we got two black folk who don't got none of that going on, and y'all never liked them. And then y'all get a white man. Y'all get a white man.
Let him finish. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. CTV, please. I can't hear him.
Now you get a white man who's damn near a blood or a crip, and now all of a sudden y'all want to say he's a part of the black delegation. I don't think that's fair. I think y'all should be open and welcoming to Kamala and Barack. They were everything y'all asked for. Y'all are still
Barack Obama.
Hey, there's a lot of people.
Okay, wait. I know there's other people that want to respond to that, but Hake is the next one on the list, and he's been very quiet and polite, so I got to throw it over to Hake Report if you want to respond to that or something else.
Yeah, a few quick points. Trump is not a pervert. And not anymore anyway. He's a solid guy, and all those women are classless and unforgiving. I don't care about what they're
He changed his
about.
life, right?
Yeah, he's beautiful.
It's pretty weird to be so forgiving to sexual assault when it's your guy.
Wait, hold
I don't
on,
even
bro.
believe
It's
in that
kind of weird how
phony
y'all
crap.
are such devout.
You don't
Christians,
believe in
yet
sexual
y'all don't-
assault?
7 women.
Next point.
It
You
was
don't believe?
insane.
Okay.
He didn't try to
It was
steal an
insane.
election. He tried to correct the situation.
Right. By
the
telling Mike
subversion
Pence
was
to
what
use his
happened.
Well, let's
ceremonial
let him
position as vice
finish.
president.
Wait, let's let him finish.
lost.
You gotta.
Subversion
If
was
you
what
don't let him
happened
put up the
again.
Jenga tower, if you try to knock it down, it's kind of not as effective. Hake, finish.
They changed
Yeah.
all kinds of. They did
Asshole.
all kinds of things. They schemed against him on every level that they could for the election, and it's Crenshaw. Come on, don't be simping for Kamala. It looks ridiculous. You know she's like
Right.
barely black, and on top of it, she's not even.
Dude, you're
classy
fucking
woman.
racist.
She's not a classy.
It's
woman.
so weird. Why do you show your ass every time you fucking open your mouth? We see your ass. Why the fuck are you like this? You struggle to be normal.
Okay.
You
Wait.
struggle.
Wait, let's
She's a
get a
loser
clarification.
woman.
I'm sorry. I'm definitely curious. Hake, how do you? Wait, no. This is a clarifying question. Okay, and I know I'm not supposed to intervene, but I think it's better for the dialogue if we like approach this civilly. Hake, how do you calculate the blackness of presidential nominees?
By looking at her, take a look at her. She doesn't even look black. And then take a look at how she was raised. She was raised with the Indian mother, I would do believe. And so then she's like this.
So Barack is a white man.
And then
Barack
she
is a white
suddenly
man.
turns straight when she's around the.
Fathers are absent. That's what he's saying. Okay.
So I don't understand. So what makes Trump black then?
You know, and this is
So what makes Trump black?
And this is one of the big problems.
Let Hake finish his point, and then I'll throw it over to somebody else who wants to respond to it.
The deeper point is she's an obviously phony woman, and she's a woman. So you're pretending like she's going to be a good president. A woman. Yeah, doesn't belong.
I mean, okay,
so I think sexism lives in insecurity. Hake, what do you think about that?
I just feel like it's not. This is like the problem with the topic we're talking about, democracy. Like you guys like alienate minorities, women, aliens, ants, dogs, pets, everything. Then you lose elections, and then you threaten the entire country with total anarchy. I don't understand why you lost.
I would rather vote.
Can I ask you a question?
Thank you for
I will happily alienate aliens.
Donald Trump has made enemies out of Swifties.
Insurrections around the country.
Has made enemies out of Swifties.
Insurrections.
You're both talking over each other. You're both talking over each other.
Trump has made enemies out of almost every pop culture group in America. His entire movement alienated Puerto Rico a few days ago. This man has alienated almost every non-white male group, and yet when he loses this election,
not even true.
We're gonna have the entire nation. Yes, it is. We're gonna have the entire nation.
Not according to polls.
Anarchy. Oh yes, we are. We're gonna have the entire nation starting with anarchy. With Trump supporters. How could he have possibly lost? Oh my God! How can this happen? Every time. Every time.
The good ones love him.
Okay, wait. There's a few things. Wait, there was a few things said, and we only have a few women on the. I want Hake quick 15-second response if you can, because there's a few people waiting. Stardust. Jake has been waiting, and Penn just raised his hand. So I want to go around.
As far as the so-called minorities, real recognizes real. So the real women, the real blacks, the real Puerto Ricans, the real all those people, they can see that Trump is a real guy. They can see that
Trump isn't a real guy. He's a billionaire.
Kamala is phony and ridiculous.
Dude, it's crazy.
I want to Can I ask Crenshaw a question?
Stardust has been waiting. I'm very sorry. Penn, you're on the list.
My turn. Okay. So first off, I want to know, Hake, is Kamala not black enough for you because she has an Indian mother? Is that the issue? What's wrong with her having an Indian mother? What's wrong with that? She's high achieving.
Can I tap in?
Somebody who's high achieving. There's nobody who's going to drill into you and make you a high achieving person like an Indian mother will. Okay, she's going to have
feed into his stereotypes. He loves those
standards. Okay. Secondly, Obama was actually a family man. Kamala seems to actually be a family woman. Okay, Trump is not that. Trump has stepped out multiple times on his family. Stepped out multiple times.
Multiple divorces.
His 3 marriages. Over 3 marriages, he has stepped out. Okay, and you say Kamala was riding dick when this dude has 27.
I don't say that.
27.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, that was me talking about her riding dick
towards him. You know what?
Just to be clear.
Okay, it was CTV.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care about.
Well, let's let her finish. Wait, I can't. She was about to wrap up. It feels like wrap up.
Okay, my bad.
Who's to say that Donald Trump didn't sleep his way to the fucking top? And finally, I will say. Who was
Diddy? Fucking yes! Stardust!
No, you.
Okay, CTV, calm down. Let's let her finish quickly.
I have a question for Crenshaw before we totally move on. Nobody cares about this shit.
Wait, let her finish. Okay, come on. This is Penn.
The people I elect, okay? And if you guys want somebody who is actually family centered and family values, that's not Donald Trump. I'm sorry. I don't buy it.
That was directed towards Hake, by the way. So Hake, quick response before we go back to the list.
Okay, quick response
towards all of them because I hate all of them. So.
No, but let me respond to the high achieving Indian woman. I love that. I don't care. The point is, she plays black. She plays up her blackness. She's phony.
My question is on this topic, and I think it'll add to the conversation. Crenshaw, I want to ask you. This is the big thing that I think people are taking up. Nobody really cares about what Kamala's national heritage is. The point is that when she ran from California,
clearly do.
Fucking whatever. Shut the fuck up. When she ran in California, she ran so nobody gives a fuck. Let me make a point. Okay, see, when she ran in California. She ran on First Indian this, First Indian that. That was a big part of her campaigning. When she's running for president, where's the absence of that? Now she's doing all this First Black stuff and all that First Black woman, whatever. Why isn't she campaigning as heavy on First Indians? That's the question.
That was towards Crenshaw. Wait, stop. That was directed towards Crenshaw, so I want to give Crenshaw the space to respond.
That's right.
Kamala Harris has never denied. Kamala Harris has never denied being half black.
No, but that's what we're saying.
Her father's black.
She has way more advertising pro-black woman than pro-Indian woman. Why is that? Why was she running on that in Cali and now she's running on black?
Shit is cringe. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day,
because at the end of the day, it's a polling decision. It's a polling.
The only people
it's driven by poll.
Okay, let's hear him respond. Let's hear him respond.
The only people who have turned her race into a political weapon, who have caused division off of this woman's mixed race heritage, is y'all. The only people who have sought to alienate mixed race people by completely invalidating this woman's identity is y'all.
What do you mean invalidating?
Why do you guys use these words? Please, and you can respond.
This guy Trump literally got up there and said she became a black person. Says that you're running for president, you say she became a black person, and then y'all want to sit there when he loses and say,
I mean, that's what she's been doing. That's what she's been doing, Crenshaw.
Okay, wait. Okay, everybody pause for a moment. I'm sorry, everybody has to pause. Everybody has to pause because the kick has already started. And if you don't tell your audiences to go there and, vote strategically for who to kick, you can do that, by the way. You can mute and say, kick this person, I hate him, kick him. You can do that. This is a rumble, okay? There's no rules here. You can shank your opponents. This is crazy stuff, okay? It's crazy stuff going on here. So the kick has already started. I want to make sure, Crenshaw, you get another 15 seconds to finish your point before we throw it back around the room. You're going back and forth with Penn if you're going back with him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is that it really doesn't matter which part of our identity she highlighted in the past. At the end of the day, Kamala Harris does not spew divisive, insane rhetoric based around race. Only one candidate in his team that literally the vice president.
He calls us Nazis and white supremacists. That's not race based.
You literally earned it. By the way, JD
we earned that.
So
you're doing it too. Why is Trump polling better with blacks than any other Republican ever? Why is he gaining over the last 8 years? Why is he doing better this time than he did last time in the time before? No, it's because people don't buy the bullshit you're saying. People don't buy the lies that you're saying.
Nobody knows less.
You think it's racist to talk about someone's race when they're running for office using polling-driven based decision-making to push a narrative?
Knows less about Trump than his own supporters. That is
$1,000,000%.
JD Vance got on TV. JD Vance got on TV and said, whether you're buying fried chicken or curry, what's the gremlin's name that was on Twitter talking about
an Indian wife.
That shit is
racist against Indians and then marries them.
Laura Lubin was on Twitter violating and disrespecting the Indian community, talking about how the White House is gonna smell like curry. What did JD Vance do with an Indian wife and Indian kids? We don't really know who that is, and we don't, we're not really.
JD Vance, such a fucking worm. Can you imagine doing that with your wife? Him and fucking Ted Cruz. Holy fucking shit.
JD Vance.
Okay, so wait, guys. Jake was next on the list he raised his hand a while ago, and we didn't get him actually technically. So I want to make sure we can throw it over to Jake. And the kick's about to wrap up soon. Get your votes in because it's about to end it in the last minute.
If you're a Trump supporter, it's because you haven't been using your critical thinking. It's because you've been using your emotions, and it's obvious because you keep freaking out, little guy. Like you keep fucking losing your mind every time people.
I'm laughing at you guys because you guys believe everything you see online.
Freaking out, but
you're like, Trump's gonna be a dictator on day one. You said so. Yeah, you said that.
When Kamala wins,
that was immediately followed up by
next week.
Watch them take this out of context. They only know clips.
When Kamala wins next week, you will be forced to get a new personality because this guy's not going to run again. So you're going to need to confront reality. You guys, except for CTV and Hake, Eric Ashbrook, he's also kind of a dumb guy, but he's at least quiet and not a freak. Like, you're the type of guy that comes to me 5 years later is like, dude, you were right, man. You were right. I just didn't see. I just didn't really understand. Yes.
There is never a situation, Jake, where I'm going to ever come to you 5 years from now.
No, because you're too old and lost.
You're the one
these young fucking Trump guys. Absolutely. Like, you don't have to.
I watch
the results are in. The votes are in. Guys, the votes are in.
Yourself when you
before the votes are in, guys. The votes are. You're all not paying attention. Aren't you curious who got kicked? Aren't you curious who just got thrown over the top rope?
CTV pentuple. That's my guess. Fuck yeah.
Who got kicked, Danabo? Tell me who it is. CTV and pentuple are thrown over the top rope. I'm very sorry to both of you. My main advice to pentuple would be figure out the gain issue. Okay, but
yeah, sorry about that, everyone.
I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you both doing here and being on the other side and throwing in an audience that's largely liberal. So I appreciate it from both of you. And CTV, retired Hippy to be champion. I always appreciate it.
No, so we're not hippy dippy champion in waiting. That's good to know. So you can correct your language moving forward.
They send him a
And
sign.
with that being said, CTV's out.
And there he goes. Anything left to say, Penn, before you're out?
Make America great again. Go vote. Love you guys. Peace.
And there he goes. Two
Nice.
more out
Take
over the
care.
rope. And look at the people who survived. Hake, you've made it this far. What do you think about that? Can you believe it?
Who would have
Yo,
known?
Gibby's here. That's
I think
crazy.
it's because I'm sensible and polite.
I think it's because
I
you're
think
quiet.
it's because you're a nice guy. Also,
you've shut
you're a
the
nice
fuck
He's
guy.
a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
How many guests do we have on right now?
I
1,
don't
2,
think
3,
Hake
4,
is a
5,
nice
6,
guy.
7.
I
Okay,
disagree.
yeah, I think we
I
gotta-
don't think. I think Hake
yeah,
is
there we
scumbag.
So now we
Right.
have. I think we're holding off on Gibbs for a
Real
little
win.
bit. I think Gibbs. Oh no, Gibbs is in here. We just had one extra. Sorry, there was like too many people. Welcome, both of you. Have you guys been listening to the conversation, Jeb or Gibbs?
Loosely, we were having a different conversation.
I just left another panel, so no.
Okay, then you guys are not going to be picking up the conversation. Do you guys just want to move on from discussing the race of the candidates and move on to another question?
God.
Yes.
Real quick, I
I
would
love
like to
foreign
make one
policy if we
point,
could
though.
talk about
I would
that,
like to make one point about it.
Okay, Hank, you can, but people, you'll probably say stuff and we'll respond, but we have to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say it fast. Kamala did divide the races. She was supporting bailing out Black Lives Matter Antifa
Oh
people
my
during
God.
that insurrection.
Oh god.
And then she also called Jussie Smollett's
Oh
little
my
lie. Jump into conclusions. This is a lawyer, a top cop of California, calling it a public lynching or something like that. She's psycho.
Okay. Are you done?
Thank you.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Okay.
Yes.
No one gives a shit.
Okay, no one wants to respond to that?
I know nobody cares about.
No, literally no one cares about
lying,
that. So I don't
lying, cackling Kamala. I don't mind that you guys don't care. You just
Why can't
expose
Kamala
yourself.
laugh? Yeah, bro, y'all don't want laughter, abortion, like snacks at
I like her laugh.
Have a little
Voting
fucking
for
whimsy in your life, you miserable
Bro,
fuck.
the question,
Like, holy
is
shit.
how she's
I love it.
dividing the
She's
races.
cute.
Really
Just
good.
okay.
I feel really good about our chances when
golly.
the existence of a multiracial person breaks their brain. I feel really
Yeah,
good.
it fucks their
I-
brains, dude. They're
I
like,
do- I
which
do
one?
say-
Both. She's
It
also
makes
caused
no
a massive
sense.
shift in Hispanic voters towards the Republicans, though. So if we're talking about shifts in races, that's a big
Yeah,
key.
which is
Like
why that Puerto Rico thing is really
yeah.
helpful.
Oh yeah, the Puerto Rico thing. Listen, first of all, Puerto Rico makes up a very
They
small
love that.
number of Hispanic voters.
But do you
like,
think it was
Mexican
racist?
Americans, like,
If they make key,
no,
they make up
I mean,
key voters in
I
certain
don't think
states.
it
think it was
though.
racist.
Yeah, it's very not
They
key
make up-
voters. A very small
they-
portion of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
but
if
But when they call you garbage, did you get offended?
Well, I am.
Did you get offended when-
I'm not Puerto Rican, but I'll say
No,
this.
I thought it was
No, but
Republicans
did you get
in general
offended
are
when you were
losing
called
towards
garbage?
Republicans because words
Just a
like
bunch
the
of
border issue, the economy, the culture war, all these are pushing, and Kamala exemplifies all of
What
that.
culture
She's
war
pushing-
do you?
Bro,
What do you?
get
What?
All right, are you telling me there's not a cultural war against Christians?
No. But what's she talking about? What culture war thing is she talking about?
I mean, well, how about when she said, "How dare you say Merry Christmas," and then like 3 weeks later, it's like Merry
When?
Christmas or whatever.
Wait, are
like,
you actually doing the fucking war on Christmas right now?
I'm just doing the war on
Yes.
Christmas.
You fucking come in here and you're starting to talk about the war on fucking Christmas.
Hey, I'm just
Please
telling
talk
you
about
how it
some
is.
real
Hold on, I'm
holy
just telling
shit.
you how-
Merry
I mean,
Christmas.
you're asking why people are shifting to these.
I'm an
races.
atheist. You can say
Our
Merry
Ca-
Christmas.
Our
No one gives a
Catholics
fuck.
generally, and they're all
Thank
switching
you.
over to.
I'm willing to
but-
bet
but-
everyone's life in this room that no one's heard of Kamala Harris having beef with Christmas until this very
No
second.
one gives a fuck.
Literally no
Yeah.
one.
Well,
If that
I
did
guess that's
happen,
different.
Talk
no
about
one
something
knows.
real,
No one
man.
cares.
You're gonna be
Why
offended
did
about
you
that
pretending like
instead of racism?
Other people
Okay,
say that.
I mean,
Why are you
hold
offended
on.
about the war on Christmas instead of the fucking Puerto Rico comments?
Because it's not a point.
You're
to
such a
talk about it.
cock.
But it is, but it is. Conversation. The conversation was
Okay, there's too many. Wait, no, there's too many people at the same time. There's too many people at the same time. I want to. Okay, Hake, I saw you were chiming in
so
a second ago. Is the war on Christmas a issue that you think is significant when it comes to
please.
Harris? And we're gonna. I don't want to stay too long on the war on Christmas, but it is a month away, so. You know.
Yeah.
I was
Hang on,
just saying
hang
we
on.
say Merry Christmas. I don't care about what Kamala's stance specifically is. I'm sure that she falls in line just like she always does. She has no opinion of herself, of her own.
Okay.
What?
I think the
Everything
you say
the
is a
more
dead end.
poignant
We're
point-
gonna
the more
move.
poignant
We're probably
point
gonna
you
move
touched
on
on-
past war on Christmas, and we're gonna get to a
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
potent.
he's shifting the goalposts with the war on Christmas, though. That's all
You
I'm
said
doing.
that.
No. I brought up the culture war.
That is
Oh,
racist on
Gibbs,
behalf of-
Gibbs.
And your first example was the war on Christmas.
It was an
fucking-
example. I'm sorry that you can't
Oh
get
my
past it and get
God.
to the rest of them.
400,000
It's not that
Puerto Ricans in
complicated.
Pennsylvania. 400,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania, a shit ton of them in New York, and mad Puerto Ricans and Haitians who y'all just got done jumping last month or a month or two
What
ago.
percentage of the American
Those
population is
three
Puerto
groups-
Ricans and Haitians?
Those,
But listen to yourself.
It's
If
not
you're
about
listening to yourself,
why don't you
care about them?
And George Lopez said Mexican steel at his rally.
Undecided voters of Haitian and Puerto Rican
That has
backgrounds.
nothing to do with whether the joke was racist or not.
Who cares?
Undecided voters of
No, stop. You guys being the fucking fun police and crying on behalf of other minorities because you can't trust the joke is not
I know,
at all a way
I know,
for the Democrat Party.
I know.
It is not a
Wait, one second. Crenshaw. Wait, guys. We'll pause for a second.
Yeah.
Let's let Jeb finish his point, and then we'll let Crenshaw respond, and then we'll go to the other people. I think it's easier to hear it that way.
The failure of the fucking Democrat strategy there, and I know you guys aren't able to see any of the failures, is they had people sitting and watching that rally for the first thing they could cry about. You had people calling Kamala Harris the Antichrist 2 hours in, but you guys were too busy bitching about a Puerto Rico joke from a comedian because they're pussies. The fun fucking police is not a W for the Democrats. Donald Trump was having fun with it the next fucking day because crying about a joke is not going to win you an election. Puerto Ricans.
That's literally what the Trump campaign is doing. That's literally what we're fucking saying.
Joe Biden, after 4 years of being told "F you" by MAGA, went on TV and called y'all garbage one time. And after 4 years of y'all disrespecting the man, y'all over there putting on garbage bags, complaining about being
coping through it.
Let him finish. Wait, guys, come on. We let Jeb finish. Let Crenshaw finish.
Y'all were definitely offended by that statement. Y'all didn't like the fact that Joe Biden called y'all that, despite the fact that for the last 4 years y'all disrespected the man.
No, it's just pointing out the hypocrisy.
So. And furthermore, like, it's actually smart politics.
You don't just do offended and point out hypocrisy.
It's actually smart politics because if we can highlight the fact that Puerto Rico, a place full of American citizens, was called garbage with plenty of Puerto Ricans in key states, we could actually drum up a few people to vote that might be undecided. That would be way smarter than being like,
they should have statehood, by the way.
Did you get mad when George Lopez said all Mexicans steal? Did you get mad when George Lopez?
Wait. I'm sorry. There's too many people speaking. Wait, guys.
The reality is,
please. There's like 4 people talking at the same time. Crenshaw just made his point. I didn't hear anything after that. So let's go back to Jeb because we're back and forth with Jeb. Maybe we'll touch back to Crenshaw. Then we'll go to the rest of the people because other people do want to talk. Jeb.
Yeah, no. So you guys lost fucking Jon Stewart. So this wasn't something that played as well universally as you guys think it did. There were genuinely insane fucking things said at that rally. I'm not a Trump supporter. There was shit to attack at that rally, but the Democrat fucking dumb fucks in their strategy department had people sitting and waiting for the first thing to run, and you guys bit on a comedian's set who said worse jokes in that rally because you were too fucking antsy to jump on something than to wait for someone calling Kamala Harris the Antichrist, which was
it worked. It worked. Bad Bunny came out and literally endorsed. Yes, it did work. Bad Bunny came out and endorsed Kamala Harris.
Trump before.
What are you talking? He didn't know that was another one. That was a different artist. Bad Bunny is the last, bro. You got.
You would not have endorsed Trump before. You didn't gain anybody from it.
What are you talking about? Do you
disagree? Actually,
people, do you realize, Jetan? You know that plenty of people are automatons who, when their favorite rapper or singer tells them to do something, they're gonna do it. Reality is, you have manifested the forces of Taylor Swift's fans, Beyonce's fans,
Taylor Swift. We thought we were gonna have fans. We thought
we knew we had Beyonce, bro.
Wait, Jeb, who's we?
If you're Donald Trump, why would you come out and say?
I don't know that I want to be associated.
I can't hear. Let Crenshaw finish his point. The
reality is, it worked. Instead of sitting there getting mad about the other statements, we picked the one that would offend the most amount of people, highlighted it, and it fucking worked. And now, after you guys pissed off the Haitians, well, not you because you're not a Trump supporter, but you get the point. After y'all piss off the Haitians, now y'all piss off the Puerto Ricans. You need them in Philly. You need them in Florida. Haitians and Puerto Ricans feeling some type of way. It's effective politics to highlight the biggest offensive act that pissed off the most amount of people. It worked. Bad Bunny took time out of his day to say something. It worked.
And that's only one of many things. But you're pretending. Hold on. You're pretending that this
group of people.
You are
most casual thing, which is a comedian set.
You're pretending that this is the only thing that anyone is talking about, and it's not. It's just the thing that happened fucking yesterday or the day before, man.
This is where's the outrage over George Lopez yelling that all Hispanics are stealing?
Why are you
and all
still on
Hispanics
this?
But hold on, there shouldn't be outrage over either. It's just the dishonest Dems sitting here picking one little thing and crying. And
George Lopez
this is the best part.
Entertainment for white guys is not interesting to me.
Hold on, this is the best part.
Like Chris Rock doing that bit.
Chris Shaw was sitting here going, "Oh my God, they were so offended over the garbage thing. Oh, look how bad the Republicans are." And then they go, "Oh, it's not that we're mad. We think it's funny, and we're pointing out the hypocrisy." That's what Trump is doing. He's trolling. It's just like he did with the McDonald's thing. It was a troll. It's funny. They're clearly being dishonest and lying. Just like what she's doing with the garbage truck. She's trolling. The only one coping here is you. And I wish I had something. Goddamn, it is good coping, man.
Okay. Now that wait, guys. Stardust, you've been waiting patiently.
Okay, so I think we can focus on way more than just the Puerto Rico comment, okay?
Yeah.
We've got the Haitians eating cats and dogs. When J.D. Vance acknowledged it on TV that it wasn't true and said, well, even if it's not true, the reason why I'm saying it is this. We can also talk about Laura Loomer saying that the White House is going to smell like curry if Kamala Harris gets elected, as if that's supposed to, I don't know what that was meant to be.
Sparky loves that joke.
Curry smells delicious. I don't know what the problem is.
I don't know what's wrong with that.
But it's just
we can talk about how JD Vance was getting attacked for having a non-white wife, and his response was like, "Oh, well, I know my wife isn't white, but I just love her. I love her so much. Like nothing else. You're gonna be that much of a fucking pussy? Really? I don't want a fucking pussy for a vice president. Are you serious?" And secondly,
Tim Walz is like the biggest pussy of all vice presidents. He lied about being in firearms.
Yeah, just down Timmy is that winner.
And then when President Trump
Let's wait. We'll throw it to somebody else, but let's let Stardust finish.
Ted Cruz has been an absolute, but like every pussy I've seen has been on the Republican side every time somebody insults one of their wives. Okay. I do have to say, like, I just think it's mind blowing that you guys think that we've got this whole issue about her being biracial, right? And we've got all of these racial comments and comments about people eating cats and dogs, and that's not an issue to you guys. Like, if people
who said that's not an issue to us? Who said that's not an issue to us?
And it's not an issue to the rest of them.
Well, we know immigration is not an issue to you. Like we know.
Let's do a quick poll. This is easy then. Instead of raise your hand if you think the cats and dog comment is an issue.
Is an issue?
Yeah, it's like it was bad that they said it. Like it's an issue. It's a real issue. It's a real problem.
The song was pretty good.
But they're not actually eating cats and dogs.
Okay, so it seems like most of the room thinks it's an issue. Wait. Let's do this like civilized people for a second. Let's do this like civilized people for a second. Most people in the room think it's an issue. 2 people don't. Let's talk to those 2 people who are the nails that are sticking out of the wood. Let's start with Hake. Why isn't it an issue?
Because there may be truth to it. J.D. Vance, Stardust contradicted herself, saying that J.D. Vance admitted that it wasn't true, and then she said that he said, even if it isn't true, it's indicating that he's not saying whether it is or isn't true. So the issue is that Haitians are transforming the communities against the people's will. And
I'm sorry, you're a young Earth creationist. It's done for me.
Well, let's wait. Let him put up the jank. Give him 10 more seconds.
They just want money. The phony city governments don't care about the people; they just want money, and so they're bringing in these people against the wishes
Is money
of
bad?
neighborhoods.
So you're saying that it's a conspiracy, and they're bringing in people specifically to target pets and eat the pets, and that's how they're
here's my problem, because they're going to question whether
that's what you got from what I said, Maddie. Come on.
No, Hake, let me give you a reason why you should think it's a problem, even from the conservative side. Do you have a problem with Kamala Harris coming out and talking about Project 2025 and how Trump's going to ban IVF and he's going to ban abortion and he's going to ban all that? Do you have a problem with those mistruths that Kamala's spreading about Trump?
No, it's her job to lie. That's all the liberals do. I'm not. I don't have
so
any
you
problem
admit
with
the Haitian
liberals
thing
lying.
it was probably a lie then?
No, I don't admit that it's a lie or not. I don't know whether it's true or not.
But
nobody really knows the truth.
You're giving license to Kamala's campaign to lie more easily and deflect.
I would like to ask Jeb a question.
By pointing at J.D. Vance and his own admission that it's okay to lie. It's not okay to lie.
I don't even know what J.D. Vance said.
We shouldn't like it from our side.
I don't know or care.
JD Vance said it's okay to spread possibly untrue stories in order to send a political message that matters to the people, and that is not
That's
acceptable.
what Black Lives Matter says. That's what everybody said.
But we didn't agree with it then, and we shouldn't agree with it now.
Listen to the way that these people suck Trump cock without any critical thinking, Jeb. You're doing the same thing. You don't have to be like this. You're breaking down the first fucking domino. It's just hold on, listen.
I didn't do that at all.
1 second.
I'm sitting here doing the opposite of that.
I know. Listen. I know. Listen. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm saying you're a Republican. No. Listen. You're a Republican,
not even a Trump
right?
guy. You're just
right
wrong.
wing. You're not a Trump guy, but you're right wing, right? Listen to how they suck dick fucking uncritically on this right-wing subject, okay? And then reconsider how the rest of us came to our conclusions, and that was critical thinking. You're on the right track, buddy. Hold on, listen, one more thing, and I'll shut up. One more thing, I'll shut up. By being critical of Trump, you're doing the first fucking step that you need to take to have a better fucking take on life, because conservatism is all about billionaires, and it's not about you, motherfucker. Okay, so you're on the right track. Fuck Trump.
Since it was to me specifically.
Trump's the man.
Yeah, man.
I'll do 20 seconds on that, Dylan, and then everybody can jump in.
Okay.
The difference between me and you, Jake, is the same as the difference between me, Hake, and Aircraft Sparky. I don't look around to the other people in the social group that is my political party and decide what I'm going to think based on that. I look at my principles. I look at the truth of the issue.
Me too.
But you're recommending that I look at the people around me and decide that I can't believe similar things to what they believe because they believe it for the wrong reasons.
I'm saying absolutely because they believe it.
This dance about social groups and picking my politics.
It's not about social groups. It's not about social groups. It's about the arguments in general that they make are the same ones that you're buying wholesale, except for some of the Trump shit because you're critical enough to get rid of it. So that's what I'm saying, because you're just slurping on the rest of the Republican propaganda. The rest of the Republican propaganda. Hold on.
No,
you slurp it up.
Argument John Stewart bashed just this week. He literally came on and goes, Republicans, they can separate themselves from all politics. Theirs is like God, work, religion, all these other things, school, women, all these things are like their friend group. They can be friends with somebody. See, y'all have politics so involved in every part of your life that y'all have weaponized it. That if you go, oh, anybody's got a different opinion.
Are you mad that people don't like you? Like you're bitching. Hold on, wait. Let me respond.
Wait.
People love me.
Let's let him finish, and then
about anything that comes with a different opinion than yours. That's beta.
Sure, it's not what's happening.
And you're gonna sit there.
That's not what's happening.
It is what's happening. I'm sorry that you don't know what that is. You are sucking dick. You are sucking dick. You're sitting here crying. Anybody's got a different opinion than me is a bad guy.
I'm not saying that. I literally said Jeb was doing the right thing by being critical of Trump. I complimented Jeb.
You also implied that the rest of my political views I haven't thought critically enough about to come to your same.
I absolutely think that if you're conservative, you are wrong. Yes, that's not shocking.
Okay, guys, pause.
Critically about them.
We have a list of people. We have Maddie's waiting. We got Crenshaw waiting. I think Stardust is waiting. I don't know if anybody else is raising a hand. Okay.
I've been waiting.
Okay, there's a bunch of people that's waiting. I'm gonna throw it to Matt. Wait. No.
My take on the whole dogs and cats thing.
Okay, well, your take will come eventually. There's other people who have been waiting. I'm sorry. There's 8 people. You know, it's a rumble. You got to be rumbly. Yeah. Maddie, I got to throw it over to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So here's the thing. When a politician falsely accuses Haitians of something as inflammatory as eating cats and dogs, they're not just spreading a lie, they're creating a dangerous stereotype that led to very real harm and threats against people in those communities. It's not just a matter of, oh, they're using this as an example. It's this sort of abstract talking point. What they did was instigate real threats and the real potential of harm and violence coming to American people. These are people that came to America legally. They lived in this country legally.
No, they didn't.
Shut the fuck. I'm not done yet. Not done yet. No, shut the fuck up. I'm not done yet.
Fucking mutated STDs.
No, shut the fuck. You sit there and shut the fuck up. I'm not done yet.
Whatever.
So when they do something like that, it dehumanizes people based on the fact that they are from a different country originally. That is racist. That's xenophobic. And he knows exactly what he's doing. You never see them going after European groups, do you? No, it's always people who are black and brown. And it's because they know exactly who their base is. You should know exactly who you are. And if you support that bullshit, you're just as fucking racist and a piece of shit as Trump.
You're literally dismissing like all the immigration problems that aren't the asylum thing. Hold on. She's also dismissing all the other issues that we have with immigration, right? Like the average Texas rancher that lives along the border is going to have to pay between $24,000 and $32,000 this year to get their damages fixed. Adjacent to them is about $2,000 to $6,000. I don't know if you know this about ranching, but it's not a high margins thing. Yeah, I know you don't care, and this is the problem.
Yeah,
Democrats don't care about people that are having to actually deal with the illegal immigration and the crime and all the things, and they're just sitting here. They're going.
Here's why I don't care.
Here's why I don't care.
Well, let him finish. Let him finish, and then you can respond to it. And I think I'm gonna go to Crenshaw. I'm very sorry, Jake.
Yeah. Thank you. There's a small percentage of people that are going to say, oh, it's a small percentage, they don't matter, yada, yada, etc. When it's like 21% of these people are illegal immigration. We have the fentanyl, we have sex trafficking, we have damage to like property. All these things are terrible.
Not
and we go, hey, we need a wall to stop this and force it in here. And they go, no, it's terrible. It's racist. It's ridiculous. Because it's just showing y'all don't give a shit about the people that have to deal with
I'm going to tell you why you don't give a shit.
Okay, Jake, I'm sorry. Crenshaw's been waiting patiently, and I want to throw it to Crenshaw. He wanted to respond to this. Jake, I have your name down. Don't worry. There's a bunch of people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, like the biggest problem here is like, MAGA, they don't care about who believes what or whether their friends believe this or family believe that. That's convenient because you guys advocate for policies in which you have the power to ruin everyone else's lives but your own. It's really easy to not give a shit about what someone else believes when they're not advocating for the destruction of democracy, for the destruction of women's right to their bodies, for the destruction of American racial and gender unity. Everything you guys advocate for serves you and puts you all the way at the top and destroys everything that's ever made America America. It's easy to not give a fuck about what someone else believes when all they really care about is like, I don't know, like free healthcare, women's right to their own bodies, a president who's not buddy with all of our enemies, et cetera, not trying to overturn democracy. That's a really big thing.
Which is by the way, government is the enemy of
saying that people don't care about, Democrats don't care about blah, blah, blah. I've watched Republican candidates literally block funding for emergency relief and then falsely accuse the president of the United States of trying to block hurricane relief. Y'all have lost, you're possessed by demons, G.
Like complaining about it and then going back and then thanking him quietly for the funding, which is real extra fucking slimy.
Okay, 1 second. Wait. There's multiple people waiting. I'm sorry. We got Stardust waiting, Spark reading, Jake reading, but Hake wanted to respond specifically to that comment. So Hake.
So they don't care about the attacks. I don't know which comment I was going to respond to, but they don't care about the attacks on real Americans at the border. Gibbs
What's a
pointed
real
out
American? Yeah,
and they don't care about, and they don't
care
about
real American.
Can you just define real American quick?
So like indigenous,
the ones who are,
hey, what's real American?
The native
actual citizens of America
and the native Hispanic Americans who've been here for many generations. They've seen their neighborhoods go south, and you guys don't care about it.
How many generations?
Let me hear it.
You guys, the left is the party of self-serving. It's all about self and anger.
No, it's not. I'll tell you what my policy is on the border and why you don't give a fuck about it. And if you did, you would have a better situation at the border. The problem with the border is that there's not a lot of permeability. When people have a high demand to get into the United States, the greatest country in the world that we sell the whole fucking world on, we're like, oh, we're so great. You have opportunity here. We can make money. You can have freedom, all this bullshit. And then when they come knocking on the door saying, hey, I'd like some of that, you don't give them an opportunity to permeate across the border and earn that right. When we know for a fact that the people coming out from other countries and into the United States would do so legally if it wasn't impossible to fucking get in unless you're a super high value person. Listen,
that's fake news. That's fake news. We literally said Tren de Agua. Hold on, you said Tren de Agua wasn't. Hold on, you said Tren de Agua wasn't a problem, and everybody was sitting here just coming legally. Yeah, I know. Follow along. This is the thing. We just got 16
Venezuelan gangs.
Yeah, and guess what? We just got 16.
Okay, but that guy was a slumlord. There wasn't actually a Venezuelan gang in there. That guy was just running a slumlord.
It was a Venezuelan gang.
No, that guy is literally.
We caught here in San Antonio just 2 weeks ago 16 members of Tren de Agua. In Dallas, 5 members of Trinidad Agua beat up and robbed a woman and attacked them. Clearly,
cool. How many members of the KKK are in the United States?
More. What does that have to do with anything? That's a terrible on
More.
The problem is that we're sitting here saying there's an illegal immigration problem that's allowing gangs.
What are you upset about? You didn't even hear what I said.
No,
you didn't even hear what I said.
We don't care. You don't have a real concern about it. It's just this
you don't
real
care.
illegal immigrants.
Okay, wait, pause. We have to pause because we have two people who are waiting, and we're gonna make sure we can get to them, and we're also kicking. The polls are open, so you gotta go vote kick. You gotta vote to kick. Remember, it's the kick, not to keep. It's the kick. And right now we're on the left wing side because last round was right wing side. So two lefties, I believe, are gonna be thrown over the top. We'll see who that is. Quickly, we're gonna throw it to Stardust, then Sparky because they've been waiting.
Okay. So I do want to say, I personally, I would have liked to see the bill go through that was going to give funding towards the border, but unfortunately, Donald Trump axed that. He didn't want that to happen, and everybody voted against it. All the Republicans voted against it, so they don't really care about giving aid to the border. Secondly, the Haitian immigrants were legal. They were there to work. They had worker visas. There were interviews with people who staffed people at these warehouses, and they loved having those Haitian workers there. So I don't know where you guys are getting this, that they were illegal. But I do think it's incredibly disgusting to be okay with somebody spreading such a negative stereotype, one that inflamed people to the point that neo-Nazis showed up in that town and started protesting, and a lot of Haitians started keeping their kids at home during that time. I think that it is incredibly disgusting. I think it is atrocious that you guys don't have a problem with that.
Okay, we're gonna throw it over to Sparky.
Trump is not responsible.
So seriously, I just didn't care about the dogs and cats thing because I've lived all over the world and I've seen people eat all kinds of crazy shit. So people in America eating dogs and cats does not surprise me in the least bit, especially with today's economy. When it comes to their status, they are here legally now after only being given temporary special statuses or special protection. So it's. They came in illegally, and then they were given temporary protected status. So, yes, they are currently legal, but the means in which they came into the country was illegal. So there's a little fact check on there. And Stardust, I love you, man. I really do. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. It is what it is. Look, people making a big deal over some stupid deal, and I love the meme song, they're eating the dogs, eating the cats. I didn't take it all that seriously. I didn't really care all that much because it really didn't have any real impact.
Because you're not a Haitian
really
person
going on in America.
Well,
you're not a person that was targeted by that, so of course you don't give a fuck.
The thing is, you don't realize. Well, no, the thing is, you don't realize you are somebody who's negatively affected by that. You're just not thinking far enough down the line. Like I said, saying bullshit like that's so obviously not fucking true gives license to the other side to lie about you.
There's actual video.
How do you know? The Republican governor of Ohio, the law enforcement in the area, they all said it's not fucking true. Yeah, he's a rhino because he said something antithetical to what you believe, not because he was a rhino before it. You
hear that? If you abandon Trump, you're not a fucking right winger. Do you hear them, man? I'm just saying.
Nobody's saying that.
They keep purity testing you.
Hold on. The
key thing, though, is that like the crazy lies are not a deal breaker.
I'll stop. I'll give them.
You don't even know that it's a lie. You're just
crazy lies
without even knowing anything.
None of the stuff Trump says and his people says is ever a deal breaker. It doesn't matter what he lies about. The election, the man can lie about hurricane. This man literally sat there and accused Joe Biden of trying to take him out months ago.
Bro, the Dems have been lying to us for like years. What do you mean?
Bruh, who comes to the internet and says Joe Biden authorized lethal force against me? This man, Joe Biden, had lethal force authorized against him in his FBI raid.
Y'all
knew that.
Come out and say
Goes
that
on the internet, tries to make it seem like Joe Biden sent the hit squad to come get him, when we all know that's not true. And then now all of a sudden we're supposed to think this is normal. Lying about hurricane aid, lying about elections. Someone accused Joe Biden of hit squad.
They can't admit they're lying, bro. Like they literally put out a fake Biden transcript just recently this week. Like what do you mean? The lying is just so bad that the lie about. See, hold on, you don't lie about so much. You lied about Biden's cognitive ability. You lied about the economy. It's bad. It's bad. It's the highest credit card debt we've ever had. It's the
how every time
through the roof. Housing's bad. Homelessness is up. All the metrics are up.
Inflation is low. What are you talking about?
The economy is
one of them is normal.
It says 20.5% cumulative increase. Then you'll say immigration doesn't exist.
Unemployment is
low. Just lying to us,
The
and everybody knows. Everybody knows it's bad. Like
Trump should write a Bible because everything in that book would be taken as divine law by y'all.
Literally just lying.
Inflation is low.
Look, but the Republicans
Inflation is low. Unemployment. If God wrote a Bible in which he said jumping off a cliff would give you salvation, about 20 to 30% of y'all would do backflips, front flips. You know it's true.
Yeah, sure.
And most of the problem with the economy right now is corporate greed.
Inflation, hold on. One, inflation is far too volatile to say it's high or low right now. And two, it is not low considering the cumulative inflation impact. We should have abnormally low inflation because of the cumulative inflationary impact that we're already experiencing. We should be seeing inflation that is about 50% where it usually is in order to long-term catch back up with where it should have been over time. Inflation is not low. Unemployment is not low. The jobs report that came out just before this last rate cut literally described the fact that inflation had jumped a little bit and it made them a little concerned about having a second meeting and a second rate cut this year. So inflation is not low.
And they always
compared to what
cook
it
the
should
books.
be at this point.
Okay,
They
wait.
cook the books on the jobs numbers
Why
all
do
the
you
time
have to
too.
add shit like
Isn't
that at
isn't the
bro?
long-term average 3%?
We'll talk about the shit on Monday.
Oh wait, guys. We
Yes, and we
I
have
wanna
19% cumulative over the past.
Well,
years.
Let's stop.
Only
Gibbs,
3% people are working.
Gibbs, I'm calling Gibbs out specifically. Everybody's a Star, wrap us up because we got the votes in.
Okay, so I know you guys are talking about inflation, but one thing I want to say is that video you're talking about the woman eating the cat, that was an American citizen. That was not a Haitian migrant. That was an American citizen who was having a mental health episode. And you have to think about your rhetoric, because how does every other minority feel when they see one group of people being targeted and slandered like that? It's not good for your messaging. I don't think that all conservatives are like this, that are sucking Trump's cock so viciously, right? But I do think that the ones that are not doing that need to really usher in some change there, because you are not winning anybody over. You are scaring other immigrants. You are scaring other people of color. Like, you're scaring other minorities. That's when you see again these Nazis showing up to that town and they're protesting, and people are afraid for their children to go to school. Yeah, there's a problem.
Now,
Many people are afraid for their children to go to school. All right, go ahead.
We got to wrap up because we have 2 kicks, and chat has decided that they do not like women, and Stardust and Maddie are both getting thrown over the top rope.
A woman of color as well.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, it's decisive.
Not woke. Maddie
and the whitest woman you've ever seen.
Oof. It was a hard choice, I'm sure, for chat. Final words from either of you.
I guess, well, I'll just go quickly. Yeah, to echo Starbus, when you put out rhetoric against groups like this, what you're doing is you're not exactly winning people over to your side. And you know what? There's a reason that all the efforts that we've seen on the Republican side is voter suppression, because God knows you're not adding to your base. You're not building your coalition. You're only trying to make it so that white men like you are the only people who are able to vote. So enjoy losing on election day. I can't wait.
Based
start.
My last thing to say is, fuck all of you. I hate you. Suck my dick. Okay.
Okay.
Take care,
Over the
ladies.
top rope, both of you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, now the next 2 we're bringing in actually brings us down to the final 8 of the show, meaning that you guys have survived through either just being lucky and being timed towards the end as a new guest. Welcome. Now, do we want to go towards one of the pre-screened questions instead of continuing to talk about the cats and dogs thing? Let's move on from this. Do we want a foreign policy question or a domestic question?
Yes. Policy, foreign type. Let's go.
Foreign's good.
I don't care.
What do you guys?
Okay.
I think foreign's good.
What are the
Foreign
questions?
policy? Okay. Well, the questions are.
Where'd the other 2 women go?
They were just both voted out, Pixie.
I swear to God. Ugh, you're useless.
Oh, another foreigner. God damn it. Why can't we get actual Americans to talk about American policy?
I agree. Because we're talking
Jesus
foreign. It might. Were you listening, Sparky?
Okay, so
foreign policy. American foreign policy, not Australia's cuck policy.
My goodness, what an open. Okay, let's open with this foreign policy question then. Where is it? It was right here. Here it is. Why should America trust Trump or Harris to handle foreign relations with countries like China and Russia, which are traditionally defined as America's adversaries? You don't need to agree with that framing, but that's the framing.
I'm personally more concerned about Israel, but
you can talk about that if you want to.
I can jump in if no one's going to go. I think the reason why I feel there's an experience gap between Kamala and Trump, obviously. Kamala admitted in a debate to have she's never met Putin. She hasn't really done a lot of debate with real world leaders. And if you look at demeanor-wise, Trump is definitely a bombastic dude that comes with risks, but it also comes with benefits. I do think his attitude and his demeanor serves as a deterrent. I think there is a reason why there wasn't a lot of aggression while he was president, because you never really knew what he would do. I also think, as far as who's around them, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, that debate made it very clear to me that Tim Walz is remarkably buffoonish, remarkably just submissive in a conversation, and I don't trust him to negotiate on an international scale in the way that I trust J.D. Vance to. I think J.D. Vance actually improves Trump's ability to negotiate, whereas I think Walz is a cheerleader for
Tim Walz is a sex tourist too, so we'll just go ahead.
It's very interesting that you refer to Tim Walz as submissive when there's literally rumors going around the millennia as Trump's dom.
I'm not talking about sexually. Hey, I don't care what anybody likes in the bedroom. I'm talking about when they're talking with world leaders.
Typical woman.
But hold on. We all know full and fucking well, the only person who's shown clear submission and signs of weakness on an international level is Donald Jimothy Trump. This man has got in front of everybody. Really. That man literally
he got laughed at by the UN.
When certain NATO countries
I want to listen. Gibbs, don't interrupt him before his point's even stated. Come on.
NATO countries.
Everybody, shut up. Everybody, shut up. Everybody that is not named Crenshaw, shut up. Thank you.
Basic foreign policy. Donald Trump had an issue with NATO nations not putting 2% of their GDP toward defense. Okay, reasonable issue, reasonable concern. You know what this genius does? He gets in front of the entire world and starts making threats about how people aren't going to be protected and maybe we won't come to someone's defense, showing weakness on an international level, the likes of which we've never seen before from a president, just coming out and saying, you know what? If I don't like some people, if they're not doing exactly what I want them to do, I won't go behind the scenes and negotiate and apply pressure. I'll actually signal to our enemies that, hey, we're weak. We don't get along. We don't cooperate. And if you want to, you can drive wedges of division.
So hold on. So you're saying because Trump went too hard trying to get people to spend more money defending themselves against Russia. Hold on. Stop.
Publicly.
Since he went too hard trying to get people to increase their funding for defense against Russia, he was submitting to Russia.
Yeah.
He wanted them to spend more money fighting Russia.
I want you to think about this.
To Russia.
Jeb-Tan, I know you know exactly what I'm saying.
They increased their contributions afterwards.
I know you know what I'm saying. You got it. You know what I'm saying. Donald Trump goes in front of everyone and shows weakness. You don't go in front of the entire.
No, that's not weakness.
Let's hear the end of the sentence.
It is weakness. It is weakness, and I'll tell you why. You never want to give the idea to your enemies that the strongest military alliance in human history can't even solve simple contractual negotiation issues. You go behind the scenes.
Why'd they wait for Biden?
If Donald Trump wanted to say, hey, look,
why'd they wait for Biden? Why didn't they attack when Trump was still president?
If Donald Trump wanted to go behind the scenes and say, I'm tired of y'all not paying this money. Jeb-Tan, that's not even, that's a ridiculous, that's literally like trying to disprove a net. Jeb-Tan, I don't have access to the alternate universe where Donald Trump is in office and
but he's the one who showed weakness, right?
Jeb-Tan, I don't have the alternate universe where Hamas asked Donald Trump for parental permit. I'm answering, I don't have access to the alternate universe where Hezbollah and Hamas asked Trump for a parental permission slip to kill Jews. I don't have access to the universe. I don't have access to the universe where Putin asked Trump, can I pretty please attack Ukraine?
Okay.
Like, what are you talking about?
You don't have access to reality.
So the only outcome was
Jeb-Tan, you know that you never ever. If Trump wanted to make gangster, Jeb-Tan, listen to me. Jeb-Tan, listen to me. If Donald Trump wanted to make mobster, If you wanted to make mobster tactics behind the scenes, fine. But you never, ever go public and show that there could be some kind of discord.
The only outcome was
do you
increased
actually
contributions
believe?
to NATO.
Do you actually believe NATO trusts the United States more as a result of Trump's behavior?
It doesn't matter about
Yes,
Trump.
right now. That does matter.
Okay.
That does matter. The United States losing geopolitical leverage over Europe is a serious problem because if we don't have oversight, if we don't have oversight over Ukraine, what do we? We're literally just sitting ducks.
Other than more money.
Right this second.
Donald Trump's only solution to the war is to give Putin more land, and he's the one who showcases strength.
And he's currently stoking shit in the Middle East. Donald Trump is currently urging Netanyahu to do what he wants to do in Iran.
Donald Trump literally
should do what he wants to do.
Listen to yourself.
There's 4 people talking at the same time.
But also he's proliferating it.
Donald Trump said he would end the war in 24 hours. There's only one solution.
Wait, sorry. Okay. Wait, guys.
There is only one solution.
Wait, guys. We're gonna do Crenshaw 15 seconds. Then we're gonna go to Jeb 15 seconds response, and then we're gonna go to other people who like Hake and others who are waiting to talk. Crenshaw.
There is only one thing Donald Trump can do in 24 fucking hours that could possibly end the conflict. That would be demanding Zelensky surrenders territory to Russia in an illegal war with the threat of, if you don't surrender, we're just going to completely leave you to the wolves. We know full and fucking well what would happen. Ukraine would not surrender. NATO would lose any and all faith in the United States. We would lose oversight over the war in Ukraine. We would have no ability to affect the conflict, and Donald Trump would have the exact thing he fears most, looking like a weak bitch in front of the entire world with a conflict raging without his oversight. If there's anything Trump hates more than anything, is looking weak. He can look stupid, he can look anything, but looking weak is his no-no.
That was a long 15 seconds. Jeb can't respond. Excuse me for a moment. City's getting bombed. I'll be right back, okay?
Happens.
Be safe, bud. Be safe.
So anyway,
crazy.
Rashad, here's the problem. Now that we're talking about how you can guarantee exactly what Trump is saying without him saying it, you're willing to engage in hypotheticals and say that you do know the hypothetical situation. But when I asked you why didn't Russia attack when Trump was president, if he is the one who showed unique weakness, you said you couldn't engage in those hypotheticals. And finally, the only outcome of Trump's actions was increased contribution to NATO funding. There was no Russian attack during Trump's presidency. So Russia definitely didn't attack because of Trump, because Trump made NATO better funded. So if you're willing to engage in a hypothetical that Trump is definitely going to do something he never said that he's going to do, you need to also concede that Russia didn't attack during Trump's presidency on purpose.
No, I don't.
If you can't engage in hypotheticals, then you can't engage in either. So I reject.
No. See, here's a problem. Here's a problem.
There's no evidence for either of them.
Here's a problem.
Okay,
Donald Trump.
1 second. But quickly after this, you gotta move. We gotta shift it to some other people because others are waiting. Okay. Sorry for the sound.
Donald Trump literally sat there and spent months trying to make Zelensky look like a dickhead. He comes to our country, he walks away with 60 million. Every time the topic of Zelensky comes up, you would think Zelensky piped his bitch. Like you would have thought some kind of personal issue happened. It is unbelievably obvious when you look at the rhetoric on the right. Tucker Carlson, when you look at the rhetoric on the right, Donald Trump basically has no choice but to cede territory. Tucker Carlson, Dave Smith, all of these pundits. We can literally look at the entire scene of what's going on the right. When a man sits there and takes the side of Russia by sitting there and making Zelensky look like the dickhead, sits there and says, "I would have had the war fixed in 24 hours." When he sits there and says,
hold on, let's talk about what Kamala
when he sits there and basically blames the war. When he sits there and basically blames the war.
We gotta wrap it up because others are getting.
When he talks about his amazing relationship with Vladimir Putin, the reality is everyone knows only one thing can be done in 24 hours. The only person making unrealistic claims for solving the war is, you think Ukraine's going to surrender after 2 illegal wars? What are you talking about?
Wait, guys. We got to throw it over to other people. We're going to throw it over to...
He never said it, to clarify.
We got to throw it over to Hake because other people are waiting.
He's the one who's saying he's going to end all the endless wars. What does that mean?
We got to throw it over to Hake.
Listening to Jeb talk versus listening to Crenshaw talk is like the difference between a calm and reasonable man versus a shrill woman who's just worried and in her imagination. It's insane.
You're absolute fuckwit.
And that's
why do you have beef with women though?
Kamala.
Why are you
such a fucking freak, man?
He knows what he's doing. and he can deal with the situation. He has the respect. Trump has the respect. Trump has the respect of our enemies.
Listen to the guy supporting you. Yeah, this is the types of guys that are around you.
And he has NATO doing what he wants.
For my politics.
He's handling it like a man. And that woman has no authority. She can't even deal with Bibi. So you guys.
Well, I mean, look at what she did.
He literally is saying that he will increase.
They went to war 3 days later. They literally 3 days after she went. That's how bad she failed. We can look at Trump as other examples. He held them accountable. I know that's a word that the Dims don't know. That's what happened with NATO. Held them accountable. They went and spent money.
Donald Trump hasn't been accountable. Okay, is he guilty of? Is he guilty of felonies?
General Salami got turned into
Donald Trump guilty? Is Donald Trump a felon?
He messed him up pretty good, didn't he?
Hold on the subject of accountability, is Donald Trump a felon?
Let's talk about North Korea. Hey, guess what? All this shit didn't work. Trump tried something new.
Hey, Gibbs.
Give him credit. Nothing's worked with.
I know you're emotional right now, but I have a question for you.
I want to talk to him. Iran was terrible. Biden and them has just been bad from the Middle East. And on top of that, Trump said he would be willing to consider. Yeah, and Trump said he'd be willing to consider for all you on independents cutting funding to Israel if they went over the line. So this is something he's already said.
Gone over
so really,
the line.
anytime the Dems sit here and say, "Oh, Trump didn't do this, didn't do that. He looks weak," it's really them lying and projecting their own terrible foreign policy.
Gibbs, on the subject of accountability, is Donald Trump a felon?
I love felons.
You love felons. Is Donald Trump a felon?
Does it matter?
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm voting for him either way.
It's a good thing.
Seems like it would matter.
I'm voting for him either way. Do you hear yourself though?
Yeah, I hear myself. I think it's for a law fan.
Listen.
I mean, you want me to lie? Like, oh yeah, I'm not voting for that guy. I mean,
I want you to. No. I don't want you to lie. I want you to reconcile those thoughts. I want you to use your big brain in your walrus meat husk. And I want you to reconcile these
things. Let him respond. Wait. Okay. The question is, I'm sorry, I don't want to have us all yelling over and never hear the answer. The question was, does it matter that Donald Trump is now a 34-time convicted felon? The question was directed at Gibbs, and I know Hake also wanted to respond, so I wanted to get this.
And if it doesn't matter, tell me why you don't care.
Gibbs,
what the fuck is wrong with you? You're like, oh, immigrants are criminals, so they're bad. If Donald Trump is a 34-time felon, then what the fuck? Just make it make sense to me.
I will tell you, because it's what I would like to call ticky-tack Mickey Mouse bullshit. That's what the case is.
34-time ticky-tack Mickey Mouse felonies.
Let's let him hear it.
Yeah,
that's
first of all, we hear basically, oh no, the classified documents thing. Okay, wow.
Right, so you're not taking accountability. This is what I thought you would say.
And then we got over here, oh God, he was sitting here paid off hush money to a porn star. Oh no, it's because he didn't want his wife to find out. Who knows? These are terrible things. Just, the worst. Like, I don't give a shit. This is not like what I care about when it comes down to real issues. Like, so
character doesn't matter to you at all. I get it.
Because Trump is literally porn for mediocre white men.
He has better character than me. I'm not a felon.
Jesus fucking kill me.
It all comes full circle. This is the same guy who tried to withhold military aid in exchange for like information on Joe Biden. Like this is it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. So it just comes right back to the foreign policy thing. And about the whole Israel-Palestine thing, they've already admitted that Hamas is no longer at operational capacity. This war should be wrapping up now and figuring out what the next stages are. You know what Donald Trump says? I'm going to give Netanyahu more carte blanche to go crazy. On what? You already won. It's finished.
But listen to that. That's war proliferation aircraft, Sparky.
Oh my God. Do you not believe in sovereignty?
I understand the price of war.
Yeah, I do. What do you mean? Sovereignty?
We're all yelling over each other.
I understand that the price of war
genocide is you are not.
But after all of the fighting, they have admitted, Israel itself has said, look, Hamas is no longer operational. I understand that civilians die in war, but thank God Hamas is no longer operational. So now it's not time to ramp up so we can make property on Gaza, like Jared Kushner said. Now it's time to like wrap up the conflict, figure out what kind of occupations that we're gonna have going on and move forward. But Donald Trump says, oh no, we're actually gonna ramp it up. The dude's a horrible person for Ukraine, horrible for Israel. Why are we even like, he's a bum. What are we talking about right now?
We're gonna do the felon question.
First of all,
I'm a man of peace.
Hold on. Well, please let me. I've been trying to jump in here for a while.
Okay, Sparky, but Sparky,
you got one thing. Oh, you got one thing right,
Sparky. I'll get you to it. You are on the list, but I did want to hear what Hake had to say about the felon thing. I did say we're gonna go to Hake, so I don't want to lie to him.
Okay.
Yeah, the felon thing. It just makes the court system look bad. It just shows you that there's a bunch of blind, brainwashed juries and liberals in the government and the court system that are willing to go after Trump because he was He was for the country, and he was told the truth, and they can't have that. They can't have a real man.
The
in
truth
the
is that he's a felon.
I'm fine with that.
A real man, a man who stands like this at an angle is what y'all. That's y'all's real man.
It's a redemption story. He went from felon to president. It sounds like a good movie.
Okay, I love it. Actually, I'm going to throw it over. I want to throw it over to Jeb because I'm throwing it over to Jeb because Jeb is on the right, but he facepalmed so hard after hearing what Hake said. So I wanted to give him an opportunity. Then we're going to go back to the list.
Yeah, I mean, this idea that everybody who touched that case is somehow awful because Trump is a felon, okay? Do I agree with Andrew Cuomo, Democrat, former AG of New York, that Trump probably shouldn't have been charged the same way most people aren't charged for that crime? Yes. He is a felon, though, and he will be a felon again in a more important way with the documents case and potentially with the Jack Smith indictment. And it does matter to me, but I want to give an empathetic case as to why it doesn't matter to a lot of voters. Because a lot of swing state voters, they vote for their lives. They vote for their political interests and their policy interests. And I think if Democrats did a better job understanding this, they know better what concessions to make to win those voters. Because a lot of them are not voting because they don't care that Trump's a felon. It's that they don't get to care because that had to be sorted out in the primaries. So now they have to choose, do I pick the policies that I perceive are going to make my life worse, or do I pick the guy who's worse? I would rather pick the guy who's worse and the policies that'll make my life better than the policies that I think will make my life worse.
That is an insane.
Yeah, it's an insane way to describe Donald Trump's policies.
That is an insane.
I'm telling you how most people are thinking who are voting for Trump this election.
He's kind of right. He's kind of right in the sense that no one cares about whether Trump messed with a porn star and tried to cover it up, blah, blah, blah. People are more concerned about whether he tried to steal an election.
But
People are more concerned whether he tried to steal an election.
So you know that it doesn't matter.
The reality
I know you don't care.
I personally don't care about the porn star stuff. I care about the election theft thing.
Yeah,
however,
I care about that too.
The reality is this is a dude who, as it pertains to foreign policy, has choked. He is completely controlled by the Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and media machine of Ukraine bad, Nazis everywhere, everybody suck Russia's meat. That's where he is right now. He's literally hostage. If he literally sells his entire base a fantasy, we're gonna end all the endless wars, as if he can press a button or make phone calls and say, okay, guys, no more killing. He can't. He knows he can't. His base thinks he can because he's a.
Because he's lying. He just lied.
With what?
No, he can, Rashad. You've already described how, because he'll just say, hey, Ukraine, we're not giving you any aid, and just let Ukraine collapse.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Already outlined the plan already.
Sparky was next on the list, so I want to throw it over to Sparky. You were responding to that?
Look, for fuck's sake, look, Crenshaw got one thing right. In order for the war in Ukraine to end in 24 hours, Ukraine is going to have to cede the eastern section that they've already lost. That is exactly what is going to be on the table. Ukraine is going to say, no, we don't want to do that, and be like, tough shit, you're not going to get any more aid, and we're not going to help you, and you will get fucking ran over if you don't do this, and they will have to concede. That is probably what's Donald Trump's plan. Okay, so you're not wrong there, Crenshaw.
Does that sound right or ethical?
Actually, it doesn't matter about ethics. Wait, it doesn't matter about ethics because
why not?
It is American foreign policy. It is not Europe's foreign policy. It is not. Yes, because sovereignty.
Beautiful.
The deal about letting Netanyahu
I think American foreign policy still should be concerned with ethics.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude,
maybe ethics should be involved.
Hold on. Let me fucking talk, for fuck's sake.
Normal Trump supporter.
Ethics is one of them European things, Jake.
Yeah.
You can moral frog all you want.
Shit.
But no one gives a shit, okay? At the end of the day, it is America first. It is not Europe first.
I think a lot of people give a shit.
I can't hear Sparky. I want to hear Sparky. Wait, guys. Wait, Crenshaw. I want to hear Sparky finish his point because I think most of the people here probably don't agree with it, so I want to make sure he can at least flesh it out.
Yes, I'm glad. Look, if y'all don't agree with me, I don't care. Okay, it is America first. It is not Europe first, Ukraine first, Israel first. It is very serious. Look, all I care about right now is I know that there are people in Flint, Michigan that doesn't have drinking water. But hey, Obama, he was supposed to take care of that. Wait, he didn't do that. Wait, Trump didn't do it. Wait, fuck.
A Republican governor was the reason that happened. Just saying. Dan Snyder.
No, the blacks don't.
Not Dan Snyder. Fucking the.
Look, same thing happened in Jackson, Mississippi. We've got issues in Jacksonville, Florida with infrastructure. We got infrastructure crumbling all over America.
Thank
we got
God
people
for the
pouring over our southern border.
Rick Snyder.
Yeah, it hasn't really done much. Good job.
It hasn't done much.
It takes time to implement. But
I'm aware. So unlike most of y'all, I actually work for a living.
I'm sure when all the
and I work
infrastructure
in
comes online in
construction
Trump's
and things
second
like that.
term and he takes credit for all of it, I'm sure you won't be a dumbass and say that he deserves that credit. I'm sure you'll be the smart one that says that was Biden's bill that actually built all those new roads and all that new pipeline, all those new bridges.
When Joe Biden's infrastructure bill actually does something positive, I'll actually.
It's literally. I just drove to Texas from Michigan and back. And the whole thing is getting redone. It's a beautiful drive where it used to be kind of shitty because of the infrastructure bill.
Hold on, Texas.
Look, I-35 has been under construction.
Texas is one of the states way through the.
I-35 has been under construction for at least 3 decades.
Texas has the worst, dirtiest roads. Actually,
the point you made about Ukraine, the point you made about Ukraine was kind of true, but the only problem is your outcome on that take. I don't think it actually lines up. The idea that America is going to pull out from Ukraine if Ukraine doesn't surrender and they'll get fucked. I don't know if that's true. What's probably going to happen,
can I hear his?
probably really going to happen though is Europe is going to step in and occupy that position we should have been in. We would have had oversight over the biggest war since World War II.
Are you
we would have been able to decide what yes, we would have had oversight over the biggest war since World War II. But thanks to Donald Trump and his strength and all of that bullshit, we're going to lose any and all oversight over that conflict. Europe is going to fill in our spot, and we're not going to, like, NATO we might even not even be a trusted member of NATO. We might not even be able to have access to, like, yes, we might not even
member of NATO, boys. Even though
name one country in Europe that can't defend itself.
We might lose NATO as a. We might.
Germany is 10 years away from being able to do it themselves. The UK can't even do it themselves.
If you think, bro, Europe can more than likely bring up their they can more than likely Ukraine in the absence of the United States.
I agree with you.
I'm just saying Europe can more than likely.
Let's wait, but Jeb, before you respond, let Crenshaw finish his point, and then we'll throw it over to you, Jeb. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All I'm saying is Europe could step in and help. If we leave, we don't gain anything but looking like doofuses and morons in front of everyone. We lose oversight over the biggest war since World War II. We don't lose any American troops. All we got to do is send money, weapon, intel. No American troops have to die. Our grandparents in World War II wished there was a fucking NATO to stop conflicts from spiraling before they could. We have a privileged position. Let's use it to the full. Instead of marketing bullshit foreign policy to our people saying, I can end it all in 24 hours. They love me. They don't know this nigga. Trump bullies him. Zelensky is concerned if he's sane or not. What are we pretending like? What's going on here?
Can we jump into the... Okay. So I want to jump in.
Also, before Jeb finishes, as Jeb starts, the kick poll has gone out. Remember, the vote is the kick. To kick, and this round is the righties. The next round will be the lefties. So you have a choice between Gibbs, Sparky, Hake, and the fantastic Jeb. Jeb?
I support Ukraine.
I see two.
I agree with half of what you're saying. My issue is the extent to which you go is too far. This is pretty typical for political commentary, though. They go too far to make it seem really scary, but it's not accurate, and it should be accurate. If Donald Trump were to do what you think he's going to do that I don't think he's going to do, and just carte blanche say surrender or we're fucking gone, that would be bad because Europe could step in and become a friendlier partner. They will never replace the United States in NATO. NATO will always run through the United States. There just is not enough money in Europe to catch up with our defense spending that basically bankrolls most of the countries in NATO, which is why I supported Trump getting hard on the line and saying, we are not going to comply with our NATO contract if you do not comply with your NATO contract. I think it was a good thing, and I think it was because Trump can be a hard-nosed negotiator when it comes down to it. I think he will be with Russia. I think the Ukraine has made certain territorial gains in Russia that Trump can use as leverage. In the beginning days, you're right. I don't think he's going to finish the wars in 24 hours. I also don't think Kamala is going to build 3 million houses. I treat those lies with the same credit because neither of them have concrete plans behind them, and neither of them even have the power to do those two things. But when Trump says it, what I understand is more reasonable. Definitely ending the war in Ukraine. We have more of an impact on that.
Is easier than building houses? Okay, I disagree.
Than the federal government being able to usurp local zoning authority? Yes, 100%. We have so many more barriers in place, and the United States being the one that bankrolls all of NATO does and getting Ukraine to take a
I think it's easier to build houses, personally.
So anyway, that's cool. You're wrong. It's taken a lot longer to build houses than it took for this war to begin and then to end if it ends in the next year. So you're wrong. Ukraine can cede some territory that they've gotten from Russia in exchange for territories Russia has from Ukraine. I think Donald Trump will be hard-nosed, and I think Donald Trump being hardline with Russia means more than Kamala being hardline with Russia, because there's a positive incentive for Putin to stay in Trump's good graces, whereas Kamala has never met him, and she's been pointed that she will always be adversarial to Putin. There is no incentive for him to do something Kamala wants, whereas there is a small incentive for him to do something that Trump wants, because he is willing to maintain some kind of relationship with Russia if he does comply with Trump's demands, whereas Kamala probably isn't.
Sorry, Denebo did not inform me how this round of kicking was going to go.
One righty, one lefty.
I didn't. He just okay. Apparently, we're kicking 4 people. We're not just kicking 2 people, and it's across the entire political spectrum. So you can choose whoever you want. Never mind, I didn't see that. So who knows who's going to get kicked out? It could be your mama, it could be your grandma, it could be anybody. Okay, continue.
That's it. That's my point. So
yeah, no, actually, well said. Look, if it's going to happen in 24 hours, I will tell you, Trump will tell Ukraine they got to cede territory. That is not something I want to see. That's not something that I think should happen. But if he's going to follow through on his promise, it is going to be a hard lined negotiation along those lines, because it's the only thing that makes sense from any strategic or tactical point. The whole problem is you think that NATO could take the spot of America. That's entirely wrong. The reason why most NATO countries have socialized medicine is because they've spent all their defense budget on that and depended on the United States to be their defense.
No.
Oh, you
no.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand that defense budget spending is like a very small part of a nation's GDP? Number one.
You know
Number
how
two,
much
Donald
of the nation's GDP
Trump has never done
defense is?
anything but turn up the temperature of insanity. So for anyone to sit in this room and say, there's no way Donald Trump would abandon NATO and force Europe to take up a position they never thought they'd have to take, it's ridiculous. All Donald Trump ever does is open up new boxes of Pandora's boxes. That's basically what you and Jeb Tan are insinuating. Is that's such an insane...
Trump will not.
Y'all are insinuating it's so crazy that Trump more than likely... You're saying Trump more than likely won't do it because it's not strategic enough. He more than likely will. The reality is Donald Trump has never known anything.
Do you want him to leave NATO though? Trump supporters?
Do you understand the difference? Do you understand that the Republican base went from being pro-NATO?
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything. Crenshaw, please finish your point.
Yeah, the Republican base went from being pro-NATO and pro-America to now shit's looking actually kind of sus. I don't know whose side they're actually on here. The reality is, if Trump does do some insane shit, which he probably will, Europe will most definitely have to step in. The reality is, Donald Trump is not like scary to Putin. The reality is, Joe Biden probably is more scary to Putin than Donald Trump. And we know that because we've seen what has happened to Hamas and Russia thanks to Joe Biden. The idea that Donald Trump is scarier to Russia than Joe Biden is. Joe Biden could fall over 100 steps. He's still going to sit there and authorize weapons to go to Zelensky. We know this to be true.
Opening a door to a truck.
Joe Biden could literally be in ICU, and he'll lift his little finger with the last inch of breath he's got and press the button and send weapons. You know it's true. Why are we even pretending?
You yourself.
Biden does love to send weapons to people. That's true.
Yeah, you yourself said though that Trump will not take being embarrassed on the national stage. If he made clear public demands, which you know he will to Putin, if he makes clear public demands to Putin and Putin continues to roll through like
I'll tell you why he can't.
He's been embarrassed multiple times.
I'll tell you why he can't. Russia does not respect paperwork. Russia breaks every single deal they ever fucking get. The problem is Americans in the West have been tricked into thinking that Biden and the Americans in the West have been tricked into thinking
Donald Trump is telling Netanyahu to bomb Iran.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Why is that good? That's not a good thing.
That Russia has successfully convinced
I can't. Okay, wait. Sorry. Okay, guys. If you both talk at the same time, neither of you get to make a point, and then everybody loses, including the audience.
I empathize because Jake is like trying to jump in the middle, which he should, and I'm trying to like answer both because he hasn't even like given space.
Okay,
I don't think Jake in a minute.
I know Jake hasn't talked in a minute. I do want to make sure Jake gets a minute. How about this? Crenshaw, finish your point quickly. Jeb, you get like a 10-second response. Then we'll go to the last people who want to talk on this, and then we got to kick some people.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is we're pretending that there's like any negotiations that could take place. Russia has proven time and time again that as long as Ukraine is willing to cede territory and does not join NATO, they will disrespect every piece of paperwork over and over and over again and keep invading. Anyone who's even read a little bit about this would know. Russia successfully convinced Americans that they were told that that NATO could not expand to the east. Come to find out, they signed a contract saying they would allow NATO to do whatever the fuck it wants. Russia will never honor any paperwork. Donald Trump should know this, but instead he promotes foreign policy that is against any and all history.
No, that's not true, because you again, I asked you 7 times for a quote of him actually supporting what you're saying he supports, and you weren't able to give me one because he hasn't.
You don't want it. You don't want. You're afraid to infer. You're afraid to
I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. Shut the fuck up for a second. You could not give me a quote of Donald Trump saying, "Oh, Russia's going to follow this paperwork, and I'm going to make Ukraine surrender." What is likely going to happen is he's going to try to come to a deal with a land transfer between what Ukraine has taken from Russia and what Russia currently has from Ukraine. And if Russia does not cease fighting, he's going to do what he did to Iran, which Jake is right. He is over-aggressive with people who defy him on the international stage, and he will likely become the biggest Ukraine fucking supporter you've ever seen the moment that Russia defies him, the same way that he was willing to kill Qasem Soleimani despite every Democrat saying that he was trying to start World War III by doing so. And he's already said he is going to supply Israel with all the weapons they need. And you were just flaunting that Joe Biden was the reason Hamas isn't active in Russia anymore. Trump is more pro-Israel funding than Biden is. So to my credit, there is no foreign policy win I can identify from the Biden-Harris administration that Trump couldn't also achieve.
Trump funding Israel is bad. That's a bad thing.
Well,
negative for Trump.
Into account is
you hate Jews. That's all that means.
I
don't hate Jews.
You hate Jews.
We can talk about Israel-Palestine, but I don't think you're going to make it to the next round, Sparky. So I'm sorry.
I do.
I think that's a core ideological agreement that I don't think Rashad shares. I think Rashad and I are both generally.
I can disagree with Rashad about Israel, and we can talk about apartheid and genocide.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care. With Israel, there's a realistic end that Trump doesn't acknowledge. Like, Hamas is non-operational. We're done here. We're done. There will be like some pots and there will be like a few, fighting.
I think
here
we need
and
to talk about systemics,
and
I think that you would come around and agree with me maybe, but like, it's about Zionism being a bad thing. Nationalism is bad. Israel is encouraging apartheid. That's a bad thing.
And what Jeb isn't taking into account in his analysis is the fact that Trump just likes Vladimir Putin. I mean, that's one thing that we have to keep in mind is that Trump really, really likes Putin. And so when Putin comes to Trump and says, well, listen, Donald, we have to do these things. Well, listen, Donald, we have to do these things because Ukraine's filled with Nazis and, technically this territory used to be ours. He's just going to believe Trump or he's just going to believe Putin and then just go along with it. After all, why is he parroting Putin?
But let's just
say you claim.
We do have evidence that that's the case because despite the fact
Econ has not talked that much. Jeb, Econ has barely talked this round. Let him.
Jeb.
Sure.
No, it's okay. I mean, look, Jeb, Trump is never going to come out and say, I just love Vladimir Putin. Now, to be fair, he did write that love letter to Kim Jong-un, and he did say that the authoritarian leader of Hungary is the best leader in Europe, and he has been very complimentary of Xi Jinping and Putin. He's never said the words, I just love Vladimir Putin. He's the greatest guy on the planet. But obviously, we have evidence that number one, Okay, Jeb. We have to use some amount of evidence here, okay? So as I was saying, when he was in office, he opposed additional sanctions on Russia. Even after all the Russiagate stuff, he said, "Fuck that, that's terrible." Even though his party overwhelmingly supported those additional sanctions, he didn't veto it because he knew that they had a veto-proof majority to pass additional sanctions against Russia. He opposed that. He got in trouble. It was a national scandal for like one day because that's how things work with Trump. When he actually shared top secret information with the Putin regime, right? And obviously that was a pretty ridiculous thing for him.
Where is the proof that he is going to just surrender Ukraine on day one?
Jeb, he complimented Putin.
There was a question.
He complimented really quick.
It was a question, so let him.
Yeah. Jeb, where's the proof that he's going to be the most aggressive person as soon as Putin steps out of line? You're baking in the fact that Putin has. You're baking in the fact that. He's never been pro-Iran. He's one of the most aggressive people towards Iran in general, but we're talking about Putin here. We can't compare two different countries.
We have an example of him standing tall. Hold on. We have an example of him standing up to Putin. We have the battle in Syria where we have Russian mercenaries get wiped out.
Whatever evidence he wants from
it's a moving goalpost. But we have an example of American troops killing Russian mercenaries in Syria, 300 of them. Under Trump, so this idea that he's not
we also have Trump pulling out of Syria and then Russia going back into that area after he pulled out.
Listen, it's such a
literally,
these other countries
guys.
You're mad that we forced them to pay
Donald Trump.
That sounds like a negotiating problem, like that the Dems have had for years, and he finally got him to handle it. That's not weakness. That's strength. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
In March, Donald Trump praised Putin as smart. Said that it was a hell of a way to negotiate in Ukraine when he just fucking invaded the border.
Where did he say that he loves Putin?
And And
did he say that?
And JD Vance has gone so far to say he doesn't have
evidence of that.
JD Vance, his running mate, has said, listen,
outright surrendering.
JD Vance, his running mate, has said that he does not care what happens in Ukraine. These are the people that you're going. He's dismissed Zelensky as a great salesman, and then went on to boast about his good relationships with President Putin while talking shit about Zelensky. I mean, if you can't like fucking understand when people are talking to you, like you just can't read, you can't understand people when they're saying words to you, man.
Okay, wait. You gotta shut this down because the votes. Sorry, shutting it down. Shutting it down because the votes have come in, and I know the 4 people that are getting kicked, and there's no rigging here. These are the audience votes, and I cannot control this. I can't. We don't have the Electoral College here. It's all popular vote here. It's all popular vote.
It's terrible.
Pixel, Econ, Gibbs, and Hake. I'm very sorry. You are all lovely people, and I appreciate you coming on. Hake, you had a hell of a run. We were at the start, and you got to the final 8. So I got to respect that. Pixel, I appreciate you coming on here as an Australian, which is a kneecap being a foreigner talking about American politics, and you still did well. And I appreciate it.
Australian.
And I want to say to Gibbs and Econ, well, first Gibbs, you were very rowdy. You went in there and you rumbled, and I appreciate that. And Econ boy, the points you did make, they were good. And you didn't rumble, but you made good points, and that's good.
Can I give a brief public service announcement before I leave?
Sure, why not?
Look, if you're out there and you haven't voted yet, remember, if you're a Democrat, you can vote 2 or 3 times. They won't even check, okay? Be sure to go in there, vote 2 or 3 times, bring all your undocumented friends to go and vote. If you're a Republican, remember, Election Day is on November 7th. I believe that's a Wednesday. Be sure to vote before then, guys. All right, have a good one.
Okay, thank you very much. Hake, do you have any final words?
A lot of these guys don't seem to care about the hundreds of thousands of people killed by these wars. Trump is a man of peace. Vote for Trump, but thank you all. Love you.
Do what you want.
Take care. And can you kick me out? I'm kind of a boomer. I have to run over to my computer.
You know what? Hey, I can absolutely do that. Bye-bye, man.
Bye.
Or I cannot, and Danabo has to do it. Never mind. I cannot do it. I thought I could. Oh, thank you, Dan. And these, wait, no.
I'm so glad Sparky made it.
No. This is the final 4. You have all made it. Congratulations. Jake and Crenshaw, you've done it since the very beginning. Congratulations on that.
No, Crenshaw came in later.
Wait, you were Crenshaw. You came in when?
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're not keeping score.
Sorry.
I'm ahead.
You could have claimed. See, Jake's keeping score. He's like, no. Don't you give him credit for what I did.
No. I've been fucked a couple times on this here program. So
first off, okay, I want to say thank you all for coming on. Thank you all for making it to the final round. What do we wrap up on? Do you guys want to continue on foreign policy, or do you want to take another topic from the list?
I liked Israel-Palestine.
Dealer's choice. Yeah. I think Israel-Palestine will give maybe some infighting between the lefties too, because I've been infighting with the right the whole time. So.
What do you guys want? Israel-Palestine? I'm giving audience. I'm giving you guys.
What's our other option?
I can read it.
What's the other option? Look, I don't want to miss voting with the liberals this round. I'm voting with the liberals this round, but you guys are wrong about this shit.
Okay, let me go through the list here. Here we go. Why should voters trust or Harris to handle the economy over the next 4 years? How do Trump and Harris differ in their approach to improving U.S. economy? How do Trump and Harris each approach federal policy on abortion rights? What unique qualities make Trump or Harris the best choice to lead America? Why should Americans believe that Trump or Harris will unify the country amid growing division? Which candidate has a stronger plan to protect personal freedom? Why should voters trust that Trump or Harris will prioritize working class concerns? Why is Trump or Harris the better candidate to make America safer domestically and internationally? Why should Americans feel confident that Trump or Harris will keep their promises post-election? What unique vision does Trump or Harris bring for America's future? And why should voters believe in it? Why should voters feel optimistic about the future with Trump or Harris as president? Why is the election especially important? And why should voters feel their choice matters more than ever?
Sounds like why are we voting?
I think the last one is this is the most important election. I think
let's go with promises.
Maybe even ever.
Yeah. Every election's the most important one.
I think Jeb should
okay, whoa, come on. We've never had a president break his oath.
Whatever you guys want.
Let's keep it 100. Like, this is an unprecedented election. We have someone who broke their oath and insurrected running for office. Let's not lie and act like this is a normal election.
Sir. I will not be voting Kamala.
The light has not liked Crenshaw tonight.
Yeah,
you're a third-party voter?
I'm a California voter, so really it doesn't.
You're trying to wash your hands.
Your rights don't even matter.
Well, no. So my vote is like. I have a lot of practically valuable votes. It's the presidency vote is not one of them. And so for me, my vote just shows support. And so Sparky was saying earlier, right, we need to start winning the popular vote. I'm like, no, the fuck we don't, as long as we're nominating guys like Trump. That's what my vote's valuable for, is continuing to bring down the total vote count for a given candidate that I don't like. That's all my vote's good for. And potentially for getting third party above the threshold they need to be more of a participant in the debate.
So can we acknowledge the Electoral College is only there because the Republicans, that's the only shot they have to win an election, because they're never going to win a popular vote?
No, the Electoral College is because, hold on, because
the slave states wanted more votes.
No. Because the states that produce most of our food and vital goods need to use a lot of land to do that, so they will necessarily have lower populations, and so they deserve some level of, I guess you could say, sort of disproportionate representation, so that they're not disincentivized.
A farmer doesn't. My grandparents were farmers in Michigan, and we are definitely higher yield than some of these fucking deserts down south. You guys have like cows and shit. Look, there is obviously
Michigan benefits greatly from the Electoral College for that reason.
Michigan doesn't need the Electoral College, and nobody needs the Electoral College except for Republicans. It's an archaic way to look at your. It's an archaic way
because of the Electoral College.
Well, why are we even acting
listen
like
to yourself? Like, I don't care about that. That's what you're saying. Like, it's only electorally influenced.
By the way, the polls in chat to vote for the winner. So if you guys want to spam that to your communities or whatever, that's up to you.
I don't
vote for the winner.
Yeah, I don't think states should be punished for producing.
Not vote to kick. This is vote for winner.
And so I support the Electoral College.
Okay, but why are we acting like the Electoral College is the final showdown for Republican desperation? They're over that now. They're like moving on to different schemes, like the Supreme Court. My left-wing buddy here. I just want to make it clear, like Republicans have gone beyond trying to use the Electoral College as their final stand. They're going beyond that now. Now they're playing games with the Supreme Court. They're looking to Congress. Like
they're trying to subvert the election, and you know it, right?
Winning. You're not really winning. You're not really winning popular votes, and like,
so you have to like finagle your way in there because you guys have to be snakes in order to even get votes. Like, this is literally how it works. Either why not just have the most popular opinions, and then we can vote on the most popular policies? But instead,
I can tell you why.
You can tell me why. I'm not filibustering. I'm actually interested in the question.
If you were, you would ask it and then let me answer. But you didn't. You kept cutting every 10 seconds.
Non-fun. Thanks for the raid.
I was trying to. Okay, so the Electoral College is there so that states are not punished for doing things for the rest of the nation that require that state to have less population density. If we went to straight stop interrupting the answer if you want it. If you care about the question, care about the answer. If we have direct popular vote, you have areas, dense metro areas, that are protected by two layers of our beautiful federalist system, state policy and localities. They're able to benefit from their vote in state and local policies in a very potent way, but not in a way that fucks the people who have chosen to live in states that use a lot of their land to produce the food that those metro areas need. And two, I don't want to hear shit like Rashad said 2 rounds ago, where the Republicans are attacking everything that made America America, but then you guys are saying that the Electoral College is somehow disgusting and a way for Republicans to stake the election. When that is something that America was fucking built upon.
But it's not a cultural with it. I'm just saying it's a stupid system.
I'm just saying, like, I don't have an issue with the Electoral College, but the problem is you guys have moved past the Electoral College to false slates of electors. You moved toward like creating like false evidence of voter fraud. You moved toward
install judges
of like, you know, like summoning ballots from the ninth circle of hell. Like, you guys have like
specifically judges that think the election was fraudulent. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, look, no
specifically
judges
installing judges.
It's called appointed. You fucking retard. You goddamn inbred. Only trans fucking reject. Okay. The only thing.
I think it's
the only thing that is ever.
Calm down.
What? Calling you a retard?
Yeah,
no.
I think it might be Twitch to you.
That's twice.
Then I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay.
You're red in the face. Relax.
No, I meant it.
I
meant it, but I apologize.
Are we taking our R-word detour right now?
Are you good?
The final rounds, the ethics of the R word.
He's just fucking.
I'm so down for that.
Let's not. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
But for Christ's sake, judges are not installed; they're appointed. The only thing that's been installed
is
Kamala Harris.
Clearly, he is saying they're
but they were chosen specifically. So the judges, listen. So judges typically, the idea of a judge, according to your big founding fathers that you care so much about, is supposed to be an impartial adjudicator of the law. But that is clearly not what is happening. They are obviously partisan, and they're installed on partisan basis based on who's president. And we all know that that's what's fucking happening. And if you deny that that's what's happening, then you should be for court expansion, because of course you would just want more. You would want to get away because the court used to be based upon the size of.
It's always done on a bipartisan method. You don't have
it's
to
not
like
done on a
system.
bipartisan method.
No,
it's not. You have to jam them through when you get Congress.
Yeah, he's
like that's all. Everyone knows this is how it works. Why are you pretending, bro?
Yeah,
like obviously, Trump chose people sympathetic to the election is a fraud shit, and they installed the
Supreme Court.
And then,
or are we talking lower court?
Well, Supreme Court, but also lower courts.
What Supreme Court is not pro-election was a fraud, and this all happened before the election shit happened. So I think you're
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court refused to even listen to Texas v. Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So if you want to make the claim
If you guys cannot manage to do one at a time when there's four of you, then this is truly a train wreck. Come on, one at a time. Okay, who wants to grab it? We'll do it one at okay.
Well, I'm just saying one state can't decide what another
okay, this is how we're gonna work. This is how it's gonna work. The polls are coming in. People, please vote. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Make your final point, and then say why people should vote for you. And we're gonna start with Sparky.
Okay, so you should not vote for me. I have not participated enough because I'm not as loud and obnoxious as some of my fellow cohorts here. Jebtan has much better points than me. I'll tell you that right off the bat. I am voting for Jebtan. Jebtan 2028 for Christ's sakes.
Very JD
I'm not going to
Vance of
call.
you.
I'm not going to call him a rhino. No, it's just I'm tired, dude. I've worked all day. And I'm not going to deal with a socialist or a dude from an area where the biggest PSA is "Don't fuck your daughter." Okay, and yes, that is the VI. Hate to break it to you, man. I've been there. Used to be a hurricane. So it's really, I'm just done. Okay, you
give up.
You want to claim that judges are installed because of an appointment system, something that has existed in America that is done.
No. You're not listening to the words I'm saying. Donald Trump
in the Senate. No, dude. The Supreme Court turned down Texas v. Pennsylvania. Okay, it was his own justices that he put in that denied his request to be heard.
But he didn't get to put all the justices in.
Your point is moot, and you
they just disagreed with him, just like Jeb. They were just like Jeb.
Go sell your wife on fucking Twitter like you normally do.
Do you think Jeb is disabled because he disagrees with that? Okay. Alrighty, dude. You seem normal. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, Jake, you want to be next?
My final statement on why you should vote for Kamala Harris and not Donald Trump.
You can make it.
Just any fucking final statement. Okay, sure. Vote for Kamala Harris because it's, especially from a leftist perspective, it's way easier to get the things that we need for society to be good. And those are our needs, right? Everyone needs the things they need. You need housing, you need education, you need healthcare, you need access to something that you can do in your community that is fulfilling. You need the ability to pursue your desires and not always spend every single fucking day working on behalf of a billionaire or someone else's profit. And I don't understand why if you are a blue collar guy or whatever, you think that there's virtue in voting for a guy that's anti-labor and pro-billionaire when almost every major labor group has adopted a Harris-Walz position because they know that it's pro-labor, which is all of you fucking guys. You are all temporarily embarrassed millionaires or billionaires in your heads for some fucking reason. But really, the reality is that you're allowing billionaires to own your fucking lives, and you're voting for one right now instead of just like being normal. It's all ego, and I think you feel like it's not masculine to vote blue or something. It's fucking weird.
Okay, we're now going to throw it over to Crenshaw.
Are we talking about who to vote for on this or the presidency or both?
Both.
You can vote for me, by the way, if you want.
You do the first one and then the second one.
I care more about you voting for Kamala Harris than I do for me.
But I mean, the voting's already ended, so you should probably just do the first one.
Well, fuck.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, please vote for. Well, I hope you voted for me. I really hope you did. I hope you vote for Kamala Harris. I do want an America where Republicans and Democrats can work together, but Donald Trump has made this all about him, and he is willing to drive the Republican Party right off a cliff alongside the United States of America in an attempt to feed his ego and save himself from prison. So I hope we can all move past this guy, go back to normal, figure out a balance in this country that works for everybody. And yeah, that's what I hope for. Please vote for Kamala Harris.
Okay, and Jeb?
Yeah, as far as the voting that ended, I think if you didn't vote for me, you're wrong. I think I did the best. But yeah, no, I respect everybody on the panel. As far as who you should vote for, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, I have a really simple process I think you should do. Find your 10 most important policies, your position on those policies. If you need to look them up, take the time. You've got a couple days. See which candidate matches up with most of those policies and vote for that person. For me, if I was in a swing state, that would be Donald Trump. Unfortunately, I do not get to vote for president because I live in California. So I'm voting Chase Oliver to increase the representation of third parties in future debates because my vote for Donald Trump would go in the trash can. And I just don't think he deserves the credit for my vote in terms of the popular vote.
Okay.
Be critical.
Ranked choice voting
critically.
would help you.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's one of the things I think everybody should push is don't just believe everything the party tells you they stand for. Like he up here said that they're pro-labor and that we're all going to benefit from that because we're blue collar. Democrats in California were the ones that for about a year and a half stripped my ability to make money doing what I do through AB5.
I hate capitalists too.
They made it so that I could not work as a freelancer. I did not deserve the agency to do that. And so I lost basically every employment opportunity I had in the area I wanted to work for about a year and a half because of Democrats. So look at the actual policies, look at your positions on those policies and critically compare. Don't just buy what they're telling you. Look at what they've voted for. Look at their records.
Okay, and that is that. We have the results. I want to first, of course, thank everybody for coming on tonight and taking the time to come on and go through this. I know at times these conversations can be aggravating, especially when it's a rumble and there's people getting thrown all over the top rope and a lot of yelling. But we have the victor, and I have to say that the victor for tonight's show is the one and only Corn Man. Actual Jake is the victor of the Hippy Dippy Rumble. Congratulations, Corn Man.
Thank you.
Do you have any victorious words on your pedestal of victory?
My pedestal of victory. I really appreciated some of the lefties that were on today. The one righty I appreciated was Jeb, to be honest. There's always, you had like 1 for 8 righties every single time is like a guy you can talk to. So I appreciate that. I think Crenshaw did good. I think you should come around on Israel is trash. Nationalism is bad. And Sparky, it's always an emotional roller coaster with you. You should get a regulated or something, man.
Okay. We're gonna throw. Oh, people are asking who was second. No, it was not Jeb. I'm very sorry. It was Crenshaw. Crenshaw was
gotta
second.
be Crenshaw.
Yes, it was Crenshaw. It was
Crenshaw
second.
Then Jeb.
Then Jeb. Then Sparky. Yes.
Yeah, I'm the worst one to vote for. Yes, most definitely.
Where can people find you, Jake?
Actual Jake on all the things. You can also follow me on Twitter at Actual Corn, because they didn't. Some guy has Actual Jake and won't let me have it. But yeah, we do lefty things, and we have a lot of fun. Sometimes we play bingo. Sometimes we watch funny Christian movies. If you're a Christian, I want to talk to you because I think it's silly.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it over to.
I'm super down.
Throw it down to Sparky to wrap him up, shout himself out.
Yeah, Americraft Sparky. You can find me at all the places there. I'm quitting politics after this season, so I'm going to be doing music. So going back to what type of music? So
R&B, obviously.
Please, Donald Trump, come back to me. I miss you. You let Kamala win. I don't know. That doesn't really rhyme, but it sounds like something you might write.
No, so I did a lot of new metal and reggae stuff like that.
New metal and reggae? I need to see this shit, and I need to see you in your full new metal getup.
Oh no, I don't wear get-ups. I just play music, man. I don't go on stage anymore, so I don't need get-ups.
New metal and reggae. That was not what I was expecting.
I really have an eclectic taste in music, so
fair enough.
All right.
We're gonna now throw it. I thought it was gonna be a lo-fi mixer. Okay, we're throwing it over to Jeb Tan.
Oh, for what?
wrap up and shout yourself out. Okay, nobody goes to Jeb 10. Never mind. Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for bringing me on. Glad to be here. You can find me at Rashad Crenshaw on YouTube, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm chill.
Thank you. And I do want it to be on the record that I think Crenshaw was my favorite today. I think Crenshaw did a really good job. Okay.
I was wild. That was wild.
Good job too.
I'll throw it over to Jeb. Oh my fucking God. Jesus Christ, what a show. Wow. Talk about a program.